Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome to Game Day here at Heavy Cardboard, where we teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. I am your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined by somebody y'all haven't seen in a while and somebody you saw recently.
I'm Jess.
I'm Melissa.
All right, so tonight, excited to be bringing y'all Pax Viking, designed by Yoon Monker and published by Ion Game Design. Now, Ion Game Design also kindly sponsored this playthrough. They're a partner of Heavy Cardboard and also provided us with the first ever copy in existence. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay. You look zoned out.
Well, one
there.
of three.
Yeah, and those two haven't been open, so therefore the only copy... Don't burst my bubble,
sure.
will you? Jeez. All right. So, thanks for everybody watching live around the world, as well as after the fact. Now, I also noticed that the esteemed designer is in chat this evening as well. So, hi, you. Anything going on? How's your day going? How's your day been? About the same as mine? Cool. All right. Good deal. All right. So, I'm excited about tonight. Hopefully, y'all are. I imagine the present company, whether remote
play a
or
game. Yes, excited.
Very excited.
Because let's face it, we need the break. That'd be great. All right, so yeah, if you guys enjoy the stream, then give it a thumb down below. Certainly would appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you can always hit the little bell notification so you get notified whenever we go live. And you want to go the extra mile? Down there, pledgehc.com. Support the show. Certainly would appreciate it. Now, this is going to be a pretty thorough teach. There might be little things that I decide, you know what, we'll go ahead and show that as we go along, etc., etc. But other than that, I'm going to bring the cameras down for the beginning. I'm going to bring the chat down for the beginning. And then we're going to bust out a 3-player game. So, you ready?
Yes.
Alyssa, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Peanut Gallery? I hope so, because... And away we go.
In Pax Viking, you represent a Jarl, a powerful leader in the Norse culture, whose family has grown strong over the course of centuries. It is now a pivotal point in history and an opportunity to unite many Jarldoms into a unified country. Using a trade network in the east, powerful allies in the west, and smart tactics, you may prevail as the first monarch of Sweden. Pax Viking is a strategic and historical game of trade and diplomacy in the 10th century for 1 to 6 players. The game highlights those Vikings who traveled eastwards towards the rich trade routes of Persia and around the Black Sea. Skilled opportunists in the matters of silver and axe, these Vikings were ready to wield whichever worked best in any given situation. They shared an adventurous explorer ethos with the westward traveling Vikings and reached far to the south and east, forming strong alliances, influencing societies, and founding empires along their way. The area under Norse control are vast. The administration of power is becoming increasingly complicated. The Viking longships are excellent for voyaging both at sea and on rivers. In the western part of Europe, your neighboring Jarls in Denmark and Norway are pillaging the lands. It is wise to be on good terms with these powerful allies. You interact with them by traveling to their posts in the west, but you are also aware of the economic advantages to be gained by having followers in the strong trade centers of some existing larger cities as well. It is up to you to weave and navigate a successful saga within Pax Viking in order to win the crown.
All right. So, what is it y'all are looking at here before we get started? So, let's talk about the stuff that isn't the map, shall we? So, we have influence markers over here. There are 4 of them. There are the 4 victory conditions. Now, before we go any further, there are 5 victory conditions available. These are the 4 that we have randomly chosen to go with the game. Then we have the Saga Pile. These are essentially the cards in the game. And then we have the Saga Track, which this is the market. If you are familiar with other PAX games, every PAX game has some sort of market in it, and these will conveyor down as we go along as well. And then we have the map. So the map out here is divided into, we'll start big picture, working our way into down to the smaller picture, if you will. Then we have the 4 winds. So we start with the north wind, as you are wont to do, and that is all of the blue area out up here. And then moving east, we have the east wind, which is the green area. Then the south wind, which is the orange area down here. And I do want to point out that one little thing, that you'll notice this little white line right here that shows that the middle sea is connected to the Atlantic Ocean through the Strait of Gibraltar. It's easy to miss. And finally, we have the west wind, which is the purple location or areas out there. Then within the winds themselves, there are different regions. Now, there are essentially 3 different types of regions out there. There are water regions out here, as you can see, that are surrounded by white lines and separated from other regions. Then there are river regions, which are regions that have the rivers in them. And then there are harbor regions as well, which have, wait for it, harbors on them for the attaching areas. Then within each region, there is going to be 1 or possibly 2 posts. Now, posts are these big circles. That's just a fancy way of saying it's a big circle. Now, it could be either an empty post, meaning it's awaiting a tile to go onto it. It could be pre-printed, like Micklegard is here, or during setup, it could be one of the random tiles that we have actually drawn from the out-of-play tiles to place out there. So that is pretty much everything that you're looking at. And then we have a little player aid over here, a little reminder for the different winds that are available. Now, ignore the silver for a moment. These are our starting silver, and I don't want to forget as we go along. Now, there are also some non-player longships that are out here on the board. So we have the 3 different ones, the black, the gray, and the white. Those are going to come into play whenever we establish relationships here in Dublin, the Faroe Islands, or Iceland. And then finally, we have little player aid, kind of, right here, that is going to have to do with the various places that are already printed on the map out there. All right. Then off-board, in addition to all of that, we have our Jarl boards. Now, our Jarl boards are going to be asymmetric player boards. Now, within those Jarl boards, and I apologize for having these off camera, we'll use this view here for both Alyssa's and mine, and then trust me when I say we'll also show Jess's as the game goes along. So on our Jarl boards, we have asymmetric Jarls, or leaders, within our people. So I'm playing Gunhilde, and Alyssa is Edla of Obertreitz, and Jess is, I'm going to let you pronounce that later. So within our Jarl board, there's a bunch of different things. We have 4 different types of followers. We have Jarldom followers, we have Theocracy followers, we have Sweden followers, and we have Ruse followers. Of each of those, there are going to be 6. Now, some of these are actually out on the board or out in various places for examples. And then we have 6 long ships. We're Vikings, after all, and so all of our travel is going to be done via longship. And then over here on our left space is going to be our special ability. This is what makes our Jarl boards asymmetric. Then there's going to be a place for a god tile, possibly 2, but that Jarl is not in play. And then a couple of advocates, which are different types of tiles as well. Then finally, we have the available actions on a given turn down here at the bottom, and finally, a sequence of play. So that's pretty much everything in the game except for those awesome metal coins, and there is what's called a Rosetta Stone, and that is just a fancy word for, oh hey, it's a double-sided player aid. All right, so that's everything that there is for our game here of Pax Viking, but what is it we're trying to do? So big picture, ultimately, our goal is to try and meet one of these victory conditions whenever a event is played, whenever there is an endgame or a victory condition check that is made. How are we going to do it? So big picture, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be acquiring these tiles or the saga tiles here, into our hand. From our hand, we're going to be playing these saga tiles either to posts out here on the board, or possibly to our player board if it's a god or an advocate, or finally, if it's an event, we're just going to go ahead and trigger it and then discard it out of the game. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be placing long ships out here on the board, moving them around to be able to do those things that I just said. Ultimately, to try to meet one of the victory conditions. The first player that meets a victory condition when an endgame trigger is triggered wins the game. And then there's tiebreaker if multiple players do that, so on and so forth. So big picture, that's what it is that we're trying to do here in Pax Viking. All right. So now, how do you actually play the game of Pax Viking? Well, let me show you this a little bit more in detail. So again, this is Alyssa's player board and this is my player board. But I thought what we would do is we would go ahead and dial that in a little bit like that to where you see the right part of Alyssa's and the left part of mine. So imagine this is over there, etc., etc. All right. So the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds. Why is that funny? What?
That's just what you always say.
It applies. I can't help it. Now, each round consists of an influence phase, an action phase, and then a winter solstice for each player in clockwise order. So in other words, one player is going to take their entire turn, and then play will move clockwise around the table until one player achieves one of the revealed victory conditions, during a victory condition check, or upon emptying the saga track. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this, how this works. So first things first, at the beginning of your turn is an influence phase. Now, that's not going to give you a lot of context. So we're actually going to skip over the first part of our turn, and we're actually going to go to the meat of the game, which is our actions, all right? Now, each player here, and I should show you this as well, each player has 4 action tokens available to them, which means they're going to be taking up to, but let's face it, you're never going to want to not, you're always going to take 4 actions on your turn. And what are those 4 actions? Well, there are a choice of 5 different actions that you can take on a given turn. There's invest, journey, play, activate, or parlay. These are really big words. Well, okay, invest and play aren't big words, but you get the idea. These are going to be relatively simple actions that you're going to be able to take. So on your turn, after you've taken your influence step, you're going to do your action step. Your action step is take an action marker, put it on something, and do that action. You can do multiple of the same action if you so wish. There's no limit to that outside of the 4 actions that you're allowed to take. So let's go ahead and start off with the invest action. So invest says draw and refresh or buy from the saga track. Now, these are obviously truncated player aid words, but you'll notice that some of these are all capitalized. And the reason for that is because they are going to coincide with the Rosetta Stone. So draw a tile from the top of the saga pile and place it in your hand. If you use the invest action to draw, oh hey, look at that, and then remove the 1-cost tile from the saga track. Okay, so what's that mean? Draw. Take top deck, mystery meat, and then if so, you get rid of that. Any questions? Pretty simple.
Yes, that is simple.
All right.
Yep, that sounds good.
The other thing is buy from the saga track. Well, that's pretty simple as well. We all have some amount of silver, and then 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 12 silver. Discard that to the bank, and then take that tile into your hand. Only at the end of your turn is there going to be a hand limit. There's going to be a hand limit of 4 tiles in your hand.
Right.
Now, as it is, our hands are going to all be played open, which is how the game actually explains it to be. I guess theoretically you could play with closed information, but those will all be to where everybody will be able to see each other's hands. All right, so any questions on the invest action?
No.
Nope,
Okay,
makes sense.
easy enough. At the end of the invest action, we're going to do a market refresh. They will conveyor down and we'll refill the saga track. More on that when we actually play the game. The second option here is journey. Now, we're Vikings, so we're going to be traveling via longship. So journey says move a longship up to 3 steps, then exhaust it, and you may trade with a co-located rival during any step. That's a whole lot of words to say this. Move a longship up to 3 steps. First off, what's a step? Well, you'll notice that I have some longships out here set up already. If your longship is in a post, and it is a post with a harbor, here is 1 step. 1 out into that region. And then I could move it a 2nd step there, and then from there I can follow a river. Now that I'm here in Pechenegs, I could either move to Bertus, following that river right there, or I could move up to Bjarmanland. Or I could move into one of the available posts that is there in the river region. So that is 1 step, that is 2 step, 3 step. All right, anyway. So there you go, boom. Then it says exhaust it. So what does that mean? Because we have a top-down camera and it's easier to see the ships when they are laid down, this means they are available. That means they're exhausted. Or at home, you could play it the other way around. But exhausted means it's been used, it cannot be activated again this turn. Any questions on that?
No.
All right, well, the second part of that said that you may trade with a co-located rival during any step. So getting back to this, step 1 was out to the Black Sea, step 2 was to go into Pechenegs. Now, I'm still in a process of moving, or journeying, as the game calls it. However, I am now co-located. Co-located means in the same region as another player or a rival player. So in that case, now we can trade. So what are you allowed to trade, you might be wondering? Well, when you trade, you're allowed to trade saga tiles, longships, followers, silver, or non-binding promises. Pretty much everything that's not nailed down, you can trade. Easy enough? All right.
Yep.
But at the end of my turn, boom, 3. Now, I could stop there at 2. I could stop there at 1. However I wish to do it. Any questions on the journey action?
No.
No.
All right. So that's the journey action. Don't stop believing. Anyway. All right, moving on. The third option is play. So once we've acquired tiles, saga tiles, now maybe we want to play them. It says if the requirement is met, resolve an event, or place or replace and establish. So what does that mean? Well, that means we're basically going to play a tile into its appropriate location, whether it's onto our player board, if it's an event, do it and then discard it, or play it out here on the board. But notice that it said requirement. So let's take a look at what the requirement says. The requirement says have only your longship or longships in a post in the location listed near the top of the tile. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the various tiles now. So there are 4 different tiles or saga tiles here in Pax Viking. There are venture tiles. You know this because it has a big V at the top and it has that little stone in behind it. In addition to that, there are advocates. Advocates are little rule breakers that apply to you when they're on your player board, when you've played them down, and they have the little symbol up there, up top. Then there are gods. Gods are rule breakers for you once you've played them down into your tableau, and you know it's a god tile because it has that symbol up there at the top. And finally, there are events. Events are the red tiles, and again, these never get played out on the board. These simply are triggered and then are removed from the game. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about what the requirement is. It said that have only your longship in a post in the location listed near the top of the tile. So if you take a look, this one says Wens, this one says Sarskoya, or it might say an entire wind like that, which is the north wind area. And I hesitate to call it region, even though that's intuitive to me. It's not the north region, it's the north wind. So in this case, talking about this Wens tile, we take a look out here on the board. Where's Wens? This is the Wens region. So in other words, I need to have a unexhausted longship in a post in the Wens region. So that's a lot of words, but what does that mean? It needs to be here or there, and it can't be exhausted. Okay, cool. Done. All right, so I've done that. So then, once we have done that, then it says place and establish. Okay, so what do those mean? Well, place is place a component from your hand or Jarl board on the map. In this case, it's a tile. And okay, easy enough. So what would that mean? That means we take this Wens tile right here and we place it out there on the board, like so. And then we have to establish. And what does establish mean? Establish right here says place followers on the indicated follower icon, pay the cost at the bottom of the post if necessary, and only one player's follower can be on a post. Abilities aren't active until you've actually finished the establish action. So what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this a little bit closer. One more thing. Here, again, the Wens tile, what type of follower does it require? It requires a Jarldom follower. So when you establish, which establish is, okay, I can play it, I have an unexpended ship out there on the board, I then get to take a Jarldom follower from my board and place it on there, and then I'm going to expend that ship, or exhaust that ship, like so. Any questions on that?
No.
All right. But then all this other information, what does it mean? Well, if I played this venture tile, this would have been a ruse follower. So again, these are talking about the different followers that are on our boards out there. In addition, it is when can that tile, whatever it is, when does it trigger, is what that symbol is. So for instance, with an event, it is an immediate one-time trigger, boom, done. Okay?
Okay.
And then whenever you triggered the ability, what does it actually do? Gain a silver for each follower you have on a powerful ally. Okay, easy enough. Gain 1 silver, and you may trade with any north rival, meaning any rival, any other player that has a longship in the north. Okay, easy enough. So, again, getting back to this, if we went ahead and established, we had our ship there, we exhaust that, we take from our player board out there, boom, done. We have now established, and we've played a tile from our hand.
Yes.
Pretty simple. Now, if the tile, however, was either a god or an advocate, so let's take a look at that. So an advocate, this one says you have to have a longship in Sapmi. Well, where's Sapmi? Way up north, meaning there. Check that. It is a harbor region, so there or there. I have to have a longship, unexpended, or not exhausted, there or there, in order to play this advocate tile. When I do so, just like what happened out on the board, except this one goes onto my player board, I will place a Jarldom follower on that, and then this is a always active. When placing a Jarldom follower, gain 2 silver. So whenever that happens, that rule breaker applies to me. So, if so, then let's say this were my board, I would play that onto there like so. And it would have a Jarldom follower on it like so. Pretty simple. And lastly, a god. This one requires a ship in the east. The east is this area. So you have to have an unexhausted ship out there. And then this one also will be a Jarldom follower. You put this onto your player board, and it says this triggers during winter solstice. It says, look at the top tile of the draw pile and swap it with one in your hand if you want. Okay, easy enough. And if you choose to do so, that will then go onto your god area. Pretty simple there, I think. So any questions about the play action?
No.
Nope.
All right, easy enough. All right, so moving on then to activate. Well, we talked about getting the tiles, playing the tiles to the board, and now, activating the actual tile that's out there on the board. If you have a longship and a follower on a venture tile, perform the ability, and then exhaust the ship. Okay. I think, do I need to explain that anymore?
No.
All right. Alyssa, that makes sense to you?
Yep.
All right, good. And the last one is Parley. By the way, never mind. I was going to say that I always think Parley is spelled wrong. No, it's an EY or an AY, depending on what the word is. Excuse me. It says, if you were alone, establish, otherwise challenge, then if alone, you can establish. This is how you fight, essentially. But combat is really, really simple. All right? So let's talk about, let's say, allow me to set up an example here. Let's say it were like that, and like that. A moment. Sorry about that. All right. So it says, if alone, establish. Well, I am not alone. However, otherwise, challenge. Challenge says choose a rival that that has less ships on a location than you. Okay, I choose Alyssa. All right, I have 2 ships. Alyssa has 1. Guess what? 2's bigger than 1. You ain't got to go, but you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. So in other words, this will then come back to Alyssa's board, like so, along with Alyssa's follower will come back to her player board, and I will grab mine and put it out there. Boom, done. Okay? Now, if Alyssa had multiple ships there, the first ship would go back to her Jarl board. Any additional ships would go to the nearest region. Region in this case would be Wens. So let's say it had been 3 to 2 in that case. The first one would go back to Alyssa's player board, and subsequent ones would go out here into the region. That's the Parley action. So those 5 things that I just covered are what you can take your 4 actions for. Rinse and repeat, continue doing that. That is the action step. However, now let's double back a little bit and let's talk about influence, okay? Because now we've talked about how we put followers out there. The influence step says take or return influence markers if you do or don't have the most followers of that type established. So what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and zoom this back out a little bit and let's take a look. So if we take a look and indulge me, let's say that Jess has no Jarldom followers out there. And as you can see, Alyssa has no Jarldom followers out there. And we know I have the most because I have a 1 showing here. Nobody else has a 1 showing. If somebody had 1 and I had 2 gone, if I have the most, what happens in that case is I'm going to take one of my action markers here and I'm going to go ahead and place it, Jess, up here to the Jarldom spot, and I'm going to grab the Jarldom marker and I'm going to take that as an action marker. So I now have 4 actions just like I had previously. However, you'll notice that one of them is the Jarldom marker. So what does that mean? Well, that means I can still do any of these 5 actions any number of times, up to 4, obviously. So this Jarldom action marker is still, or influence marker, is still a regular action for me. In addition to that, it allows me the privilege of, in lieu of taking one of those actions with specifically the Jarldom marker, I can also take that action. Now, if I had the Sweden marker, I could do that one. If I had the Theocracy one, I could do that, and the Ruse for that. Now, I cannot, with the Jarldom, choose to do the Sweden action. I think that's pretty self-explanatory there. So, as it is, I will briefly go over what these 4 special actions allow you to do. So, the Jarldom one says you may move 1 step into a post, meaning with a longship. Okay. Then, return 1 rival's longship. Then, if you're alone, establish. So it just makes it, it's basically a souped up Parley. All right? Any questions on that?
No.
And remember, if you take that action, that's one of your 4 available actions, meaning then I have my 3 regular actions to be able to take any of those 5. All right, moving on to the Sweden action. Draw, we've already established what that is. If a venture tile, meaning mystery meat off the top of the deck, if it's a venture tile, place a ship in the venture tile location. So let's say I drew this one. I would place a ship into Sarskoya and then play the venture tile if you're allowed. So in other words, do that play action. Oh, that's cool. All right, good deal. So that Sweden is basically a mix of invest and play together. Theocracy says establish a Theocracy follower on any Theocracy venture tile or powerful ally. Now, we haven't talked about the powerful allies and trade centers yet, but what this means is you get to replace somebody's Theocracy follower. So, in other words, say Alyssa had a Theocracy follower there, says establish a Theocracy on any Theocracy venture tile. Oh, okay, you ain't got to go home, but well, actually you do. There. Here, boom, done. Now I have a Theocracy follower out there.
It's really powerful.
Yeah, it's super powerful. All right, easy enough. Moving on. Ruse is if your ship is alone in a post of a rival established advocate. So again, let me show you. If, let's say, Alyssa had this advocate, and I had a ship in Satmi that was alone, I can then steal the advocate and play it. In other words, I would take that. Alyssa's Jarldom follower would go back to her board. It would come over. I would then put a Jarldom marker on here, and I would play it to my tableau. Pretty simple. All right. So, depending on what your influence marker is out there. So, again, the influence markers are based on, do you have more follower of a type than the other players? It is entirely possible, although rare, that you can have multiple or possibly, maybe even all four, if you have the most followers of any player out there. And remember, the special Jarldom or Theocracy or Sweden markers can be used for any of the regular action in addition to the named action there. Any questions on that?
No.
Nope.
All right, good, excellent. So we're almost done. So do influence first. So get those special markers, or if you no longer qualify for it, lose it and get your regular marker back. Then do your normal actions, or special actions if you wish. And then there's Winter Solstice. Basically, get paid. And this says, gain 1 silver per follower type that you've established, discard to your hand limit, and then refresh the market. All right, so first things first. Gain 1 silver per follower type that you have established. Meaning, let's say Alyssa had something like this. Alyssa had 3 Theocracy followers out there on the board or on advocates, gods, etc., and 1 ruse follower. How many silver would Alyssa get? 2, because regardless of how many Theocracy followers, that is a type of follower and a type of a follower. So in this case, 1 type, 2 types, get 2 silver. Easy enough?
So the most you could be getting is 4.
Correct. So it's not,
No.
oh, wow, I would get 7. No,
No.
you would get 1, and you would get 1 for a total of 2.
Yes.
All right. And then after that, discard to your hand limit, which we've established is 4 tiles in your hand.
Yes.
Now, there might be something that breaks that rule, as, you know,
Understood.
etc. And then refresh. Boop. Slide, refill, boom, done.
And unexhaust longships if you're in the Winter Solstice, which you're talking about here.
Exactly. So, in other words, if I had exhausted some ships for triggering actions, etc.,
That's how you get them back.
there you go at the end of your turn. So you might be asking yourself, okay, that's how you play the game. What am I trying to do again? Right. You have to meet one of the 4 victory conditions when a victory condition check is made. The game ends once 1 or more players achieves one of those victory conditions, or if the entire deck runs out. Now, it's based on the number of players. It's 12 saga tiles times the number of players. In our case, 3 players. That means there's 36 tiles. Also, at the beginning of setup, you take the 6 minus the number of players and put out that many venture tiles out on the board. So 6 minus 3 is 3. So 3 venture tiles were randomly drawn from the tiles not in the game.
Right.
So there are 36 total here. So out of the
Look
ones
at all those options.
out of the ones that are not in the game,
Yes.
randomly draw 3 venture tiles and put them out there. There cannot be 2 of the same in the same region.
Right.
So I couldn't have had 2 Bertus. I could have had a Sarskoya and a Bertus, for instance, because remember, those are wins, all right? But you might be asking yourself, okay, what triggers? Are you laughing at me?
You didn't say so. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. What triggers the end of a game? Or a victory condition check? That is triggering an event.
Yes.
So how do you trigger an event? Have to have so it is a play action if the requirement is met. Do I have a ship in the north that is not exhausted? Yes. Then I can play this event. And what happens is we do whatever the event says. So in this case, pretty simple, I gain 5 silver. And then we're going to check for the victory conditions. What are the victory conditions? Glad you asked. Jess, go for it.
The ones that we have in play, a longship victory. So you have followers and longships of your color on 6 posts with no rival longship.
All right, so notice there are neutral longships out here that you may be
Yes.
able to acquire once you've established over there. But it is of your color
Yes.
in posts.
Yes.
All right?
And established on the post with no rival longship. So if those were co-located, that wouldn't be a problem.
Correct.
Then we have a duchy victory.
All right, well, funny you mentioned a duchy. We haven't mentioned that.
Yeah,
so
we're
go
going to have
ahead.
to go over that too. But you control at least 2 duchies made up of 2 ventures each. Yes.
All right, so what does that mean? All right, so we have a venture tile here, and indulge me. I'm not going to. I have poorly planned this. Imagine this was a Bertus venture tile.
Put it face down so nobody has
There you
sight.
go.
There you go.
So
Another venture there for Bertus. Yes.
and a 1. And you have control. Oh, bad example. Hold on. You have established there, and let's say this were a ruse one. You've established there. This is now a duchy, meaning you have established both venture tiles in the same region. That's going to do one of 2 things. Because, first off, it's going to allow you to start your ships here instead of your home location.
You get to add another of your home markers.
Exactly.
there.
So everybody has multiple home markers. My home is here. Jess's is there.
The start game home. Yep.
And Alyssa's is here. But if I have this duchy, I can go ahead and play that right there.
Yes.
And so now I actually can start ships coming out onto the board here in Bertus, as opposed to normally mine would have to start in the German
And
Ocean.
then journey over. Yes.
Exactly. But I now have a duchy. So now, let's go back to that. You control at least 2 duchies made up of 2 ventures each. The symbols, and I probably ought to show this a little bit more in detail. The different tiles out there, venture tiles, this represents a trade center.
A key trade center.
All right?
Yes.
But a trade center nonetheless. That is what that symbol represents. These are not venture tiles. Okay? They are trade centers. So if you take a look, venture tile, trade center. So in other words, if I play a venture tile that was allowed to be played there, I control this, and let's say I actually control this one as well. That is not a duchy.
Nope.
Because that is a venture tile. This is not a venture tile. This is something that is really easy to forget, but they both must be venture tiles in the same region, and that is a duchy.
Yes.
All right. So getting back to our victory conditions, we've now talked about the longship victory and the duchy victory. Go ahead.
We also have a follower victory. So you have established all of one follower type and at least one of every other follower type.
So they're out on the board or on your player board, something. They're off your Jarl board. Or they're home. They're, you know what I mean.
Yes,
Move
all
on.
of one of each of the others. Okay, you have followers on posts in every region in one wind.
So one here, one here, one here, one here, one there.
Yes.
Boom, done. There you go. First one to do that wins.
And an event to trigger.
Right, but you have, exactly, because there has to be a victory condition check made,
Yes.
which happens every time.
That is key because someone else can come in and do something.
So in other words,
Or take it away before the check.
to be able to play an event, you have to have an unexhausted longship in the location on the event. So this one says in Chang'an, I have to have an unexhausted ship in this region. I'm over here.
Yeah.
So if I have this in my hand, I need to get a longship
Yes.
over here as well as meet one of those conditions
Yes.
and then play that, and then finally I win the game.
Now, someone else might play an event, though, and then you'd be really, really happy with
Right,
that.
because it's not that you have to play
No.
the event, it's just an event must be played.
Yeah, so that's it.
So the tiebreaker is in case more than one player fulfills a victory condition, or if no one fulfills any when the saga track runs out,
Yeah.
meaning the entire deck is exhausted and all of the tiles out here
Yep.
are also removed, then the player with the most established followers win. If still tied, the player with the most remaining silver among those who are tied for the most established followers wins.
Yes.
And if a tie remains, then the players share the victory, the crown, in an unusual historical reference to a time when more than one monarch ruled together. And that, folks, is how you play Pax Viking.
Yes.
Cool. Any questions? Good. All right. Now that I have completely butchered my player board, let me bring up
Yeah,
all
we
the
need to bring it
cameras
back up.
and chat. I mean, I'm okay with it if y'all are. I mean, but yeah. All right. So we need to clear. Let's see.
And while you're doing that, I mean,
Yes,
there are
go ahead.
definitely things that are going to come up, nuances that will come up
Of
as we
course.
play that are just easier to show than explain. Like we went over Journey, and I'm honestly buying you time, but we went over Journey, and there's, you talked about the white lines here. There's also black lines, and this is thematic to the game because when you talked about river regions, harbor regions, and then the oceans, we're on longships. So, for example, where my home is, I can't just jump over these mountains and make it to Burka. I'm on a ship. So I'm going to have to make the moves to go around into these sea regions if I want to get over here to Burka, because you'll notice that I'm in the mountains. So that's just a key thing to bring up when you're thinking about where you're going to want to go for these. And those are the 3 ventures. Yep.
All right. And let me put this back, and I need to put that back. Almost done.
Make sure all of everybody's got all their followers.
Oh, I guess there is one other thing that I probably ought to talk about
Sure.
also, and that is the powerful allies up here in the corner. So, powerful allies. So, let's say you get a longship up here into Pharaoh. It says gain control when you establish, meaning you have placed a follower there because you already had a longship, etc., etc. Gain control of the 2 Pharaoh ships wherever they are. So if another player had controlled them,
Yeah,
etc.
they could have moved way down here.
However, notice that it shows it's 5 silver, meaning when you establish, it said that you must also pay the cost if there is one listed. 5, 7, 7, etc., etc. So
Ships for
powerful
hire.
allies, trade centers,
Money talks.
as it does. So we need to randomize turn order. We have 3, 4, and 5, and then before we get started, I figure we'll talk about our special abilities for each of our
Sure.
Jarls, and we'll get going. So if I may have a home location.
Okay.
Yes, we could do the one that's in the rule book, but
Oh, come on, can you tell it? Because it's so sweet.
all right, fine. Let me get the actual verbiage.
Oh, I can
here.
tell you. No, I can
go ahead.
Yeah, I got it. Can I do it? Can
Oh,
do
you
it?
need
Can
longships.
Okay, so we take a longship of each player color, and we put it in our hands. We shake it up, and then we throw it. And is it the furthest one?
It's the furthest.
It's the furthest one, so Alyssa is first.
All right, so
So the reason for that is Maker is the designer, and I believe it was his grandmother. You can correct me. I think it was your grandmother. That was her way of doing it. So that is our.
so in that case,
And come on, isn't that the sweetest thing?
that is 3 for Alyssa. That is going to be 4. Go ahead and take your 4, Jess.
Yes.
4, and yours truly starts with
You get all the money.
5.
I don't like
now,
this.
We'll go ahead and do this in player order. So,
All the coins are so nice.
all right. So Alyssa is the Edla of Obertrites, and Alyssa, your special ability: buy saga tiles for 3 if they cost more than 3. So in other words, 1 and 2 cost face value, but 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Pretty simple, right? So that's Jess's. I'm sorry, that's Alyssa's special ability, and Jess.
Dang, that is good. I'm
What-
jealous, Alyssa. That's
what-
really good.
And yours.
My special ability. Oh, first I have to say the name, right? Odd Hawkenstrodfer of Lad. No, I said that really bad. I
I
tried.
think it's Lade. I think
It's the
Lade.
Haken. Yeah, the Lade I'm not worried about. It's the Hawkenstadter.
Hackenstadter.
Okay, Odd Hawkenstadter of Lada.
There you go.
So then my special ability is buy advocates for 0 silver. You can have 3 advocates. Play your 3rd advocate here and place a follower of listed type on it.
Okay. So
I like that.
everybody
Lots of
else gets 2. You get 3. And finally,
And
my-
they're free.
Huh?
And they're free.
And all of them are free whenever you take
All
them,
of them are
regardless of where
I
they are.
still
in the
have to
market.
have my the requirements met.
Right. And mine is, whenever I establish a god or an advocate, I gain 3 silver. I am Gunhilda. And there's this little thing written down here at the bottom. What's that say? Oh, yeah. Start with an additional 4 silver. To go with the 5 that
That's
I
so
already
bad.
had.
Alyssa, get him.
So we're starting with 9. That'll do, Pig.
That seems less than ideal.
I disagree. I think that
I think we
works
should have had a
really well.
Hollenspiel rule in here,
Could you,
Andy.
Could you zoom in on the saga tiles?
Yes,
Just so I
a
can-
moment. Oh, I needed that. All
I
right.
like having the designer and the developer in here so we can give them crap.
Right. And-
Andy, how did you let this happen?
All right. So, yeah, I figure we ought to go over what these saga tiles are. Now, again, the last thing before we truly get started. These are the saga tiles that are not
Yeah,
in
come on.
play. Now, there is things you can do a predetermined setup if you want with a certain number. It is truly 32 random. I shuffled all these, and
Yeah.
what we got is what we got. All right. So place your bets. Over under on Glory to Rome's is going to be 3.5. I think I don't think it'll be too high. And also, I should point out one more thing. I keep saying that, but victory conditions. There are 5 of each level. Now, we haven't talked about the levels. I'm not going to go over these in detail, but just know that there are 5 standard, there are 5 novice ones, there are 5 advanced, and if you are a total sicko, there are
super advanced.
super advanced, exactly. So there
You're
you
a
go.
nut. Here you go.
All right, so getting started, here we go, starting at the top. We have an event. It says, and I have no chance at reading that a moment. Here we go. Gain 6 silver and may return 1 rival ship from Dublin. And you have to have a ship in the west. Okay? That's an event. Then we have a venture tile in Fatimid. It says, gain 1 silver, may move 2 south rival ships out of a post. Meaning, if a rival has 2 ships somewhere in a post down here in the south, just kick them out into the region. Okay. Abbasid is another venture tile for the 8 silver spot. It says gain 2 silver. May use the special ability of 1 co-located rival during this turn. So whatever the special ability is of your opponent. That's cool. All right. So there's those. Then moving on down, we have a advocate here in Bjarmeland. It says Bjarmeland and Pechenegs only require 1 established post to become a duchy. Oh my. As opposed to 2. So Bjarmeland here and Pechenegs here. So you only have to have one venture tile to have a duchy there. That seems sick. Nice. And then Cha'ang, it's an event. It says immediately establish Cha'ang, meaning this location right here. Place a home marker on its border and consider it a duchy for as long as you control it. Also a pretty sick, good little event right there. Then we have a god tile here, which is Schaffen. Go with it. You have to have a ship in the south. Says during the winter solstice, gain 3 silver and pay 1 of it to any rival. And finally, a venture tile here in Pechenegs says gain 2 silver for each follower you have on a powerful trade center. Is that what that is?
Key.
A key trade center. So a key trade center is, notice it has a key trade center. There you go. Boom. So Alyssa, those are the available market tiles. And it is your honor. You have a total of 3 silver. What action would you like to take?
All right, I guess we'll start with an invest.
All right, so gonna do an invest. Do you want random mystery meat off the top, or to buy something from the
No,
trap?
I was going to buy that South God.
All right, so that's gonna cost you 2. This will come back into your hand like so. That cost you 2. And I will put that into the bank.
And then we will journey.
All right, so then second action is going to journey, which is move ships up to 3 steps. So your home is right here. Boom. Where are we moving?
We will just journey them to the empty post. I can't, in the southeast corner there.
Oh, so here in Abbasid, for instance?
Abbasid, yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 1 and 2, or it could go into India.
No, that's fine right there.
Okay, so sorry. Yes, there's 2. You're done journeying. That's exhausted. Okay.
And then I need an unexhausted ship for the play, right?
Let me double check. Make sure I don't confuse myself. No, you don't have to have an unexhausted ship. To be the requirement is have your long ship in a post in the location listed near the top of the tile.
All right. Well, in that case, I will play my god.
All right. So if requirements met, done, and place and establish. So let me make sure I'm not lying. Good and establish. Yeah, done. All right. So the god now comes out, and you get to place a Jarldom follower on that. Now note that right now Alyssa has the most Jarldom followers, but influence took place before the actions, so it doesn't come into play now. And then during winter solstice, be able to do that action. You still have 1 left. What would you like to do? And remember, you can double, triple, quadruple up
Right. So
on action.
we'll just journey again.
Okay, so journey. Now, you cannot journey with this ship because that one's already exhausted, obviously. So we're going to take another ship out of here. Come on out. Where are we going? I mean, Bertus makes sense heading over that direction because there's already a venture tile out there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, so
that's 3 steps.
So that's going to be 1 into the Caspian Sea. That's going to be 2 into the river region that is Bertus. And then finally, that will be number 3 to go into the post, but it's now exhausted because it's moved. And that is all 4 of your actions. So then we do the winter solstice. It says gain 1 silver per type that you've established. You've established 1, that means you're going to get 1 silver. However, you have a god here that says gain 3 silver and pay 1 to any rival. So you're going to get 3 more, 1, 2, and 3, and one of those must go to a rival named Edward.
And while I'm sure I'll regret this later, I think Edward has enough, so we'll give it to Jess.
Fine. All right, that's your
Thank
turn.
you.
Good. There's one thing that I need to double check. Let me
Sure. What do you need to double check?
I just
That's fine.
give me just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. You're good. Okay, so yeah, I forgot one thing. I apologize. When you purchased from there, without refilling, right? If you would take it, and this is easy to get confused, and I wanted to make sure I said this right.
Sure.
If you had drawn mystery meat off the
Yes.
top of the deck, then this one would go away.
Yes.
And then everything would slide down,
And a new
and
one.
then we would refill immediately when you do that action.
Yes.
However, because you purchased, let me get the exact term, because you
Invest.
bought
Yeah.
from here, we do not get rid of this, nor do we refill the market immediately as well. Okay? But now that your turn is over, and I want to make sure that I get the order of operations correct on this as well, is a moment. And then, yeah, and then refresh. And the last thing is that refresh, which is refill the Saga Track spots. So in other words, all of these will shift down, and J-Rex, if you will, give us a new tile. And that new tile says Cumania. It is a venture tile for Cumania, which is that spot specifically. It says gain 1 silver. If you have established a post in the west, gain 5 instead of 1. That seems good in the west. Oh, well, how you doing there? All right, so that is done. And J-Rex, it is your honor for your turn.
Okay. All right. I think I have this figured out what I want to do.
Oh, and by the way, also unexhaust all ships. So those are now
For
going to be
Alyssa,
correct.
yes.
All right.
I need to count movements. 1, 2. So I'm looking at journey actions. Because again, I mentioned to y'all, I'm up here in the mountains. So I have to start here. This is 1, 2.
And then could go into either of these, right?
Oh yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
You can't get into the post,
That's-
but you can get into the region.
Oh yeah, I'm only going to get into the region.
Because remember, to establish a venture tile, you have to be in the post, not just the region.
Yeah. So that's going to have to wait. But that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to invest.
Okay.
I'm going to, for free, take my dude there, my advocate.
Are you sure?
Yeah!
No.
Yep.
All right, fine. And why for free?
Because I have a special ability.
And it says you
Buy
get it
an advocate for free.
Throw it to the right side of your board.
So that is going to go here. And I love that Jarmaland and Pechenegs
Yep.
only require 1 established post to become
That's
a
so
duchy.
gross.
Yay, yay.
All right.
Duchies. All right, so in order to use him, though, I'm going to have to journey. Which one do I want to get out first? I'm going to get that one out first, and then let's see. So what I'm looking at is Alyssa has those followers out, because I'm not ahead in influence. We kind of skipped that step, because clearly I'm not ahead in influence.
Right,
in
in the
anything
first
yet.
turn, right. Yeah.
So this one's going to put a follower out there. That's pretty nice. And because it's going to go on my Y'all board, it's a little more protected. So potentially. There's that. And then this Pechenegs one.
Says gain 2 silver for each follower you have on a key.
And I'd love to establish that, but I'm probably not going to be able to because of movement issues. Yeah. So I'm going to buy that one, a vest again, and buy that one for 1.
Okay. So taking the Pechenegs tile.
Yeah. And I'll put that out here.
Okay. Do me a favor, put it below.
Sure.
Right
Is that
there.
better?
That's the edge that
Okay.
that's your
And then this will allow me to gain 2 silver for each follower I have on a key post. So that's, I'm not going to activate it though when I establish it.
Right, but it's
so
still
I'll
going
get
to be a
use
duchy.
that in
Yeah.
the future. And it will be a duchy. So all good
Provided
things.
you get your advocate out, right?
My butt over there and you guys don't mess with it and all of those things. So now I'm going to journey. So my home is here. And I know that I can do the one, we talked about this. 1,
It's
2, 3.
Let me double check and make sure. When you journey, I think the first step out into the sea, maybe is free. Let me double check.
Out into the sea?
The first step is into the region or post next to any of your any of your home markers, meaning this. So moving from here into the Norwegian Sea is 1.
Did we do that with Alyssa?
Yes.
Okay.
So Alyssa went from here, 1,
Oh, okay.
2, and then Alyssa did 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm actually here.
Right.
So 1,
So you can make it into Bjarmaland, but that's it. Which is all you need.
2. Yeah, that's true. I don't need to be in a post. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
And it's exhausted.
Oh, sorry, other
That's
way.
all right.
Not the way you actually put it.
Yeah, I know,
cameras.
because cameras, right.
Okay, so that's that one, and I put that there. I have another action, so
You
I'll
could-
probably journey somewhere so I can do something next time.
Or you can play your advocate.
Oh, crap, right. Yeah, I better play my advocate just because that will get me a person out. So I will put him here,
Because you have a ship in Bjarmaland.
and that will
Done.
put this
And there we go.
there. There we go.
Done. All right. And now do your winter solstice.
Actually, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm sorry. You kind of convinced me because I was like, yeah, so I'm going to apologize and do what I actually... The reason I need to not do that is while this would give me an influence, okay, for Theocracy, which is super, super good, and this is a Theocracy, and I could take that over, and that sounds great. I'm not super worried about doing that in this moment. And if I don't move another ship now and let it unexhaust, I'm not going to get into Pechenegs.
Okay.
So it's more a timing issue where I actually do want to journey because of the resetting thing. Because this isn't going to be, I got a god, I don't have a duchy.
Advocate. But yes.
I mean an advocate,
Gotcha.
not a
Yeah,
duchy.
yeah, okay.
So I do want to do what I was going to do there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is really far. So I do want to do 1, 2, 3, and that at least gets me into Pechenegs. Oh, because it's 3, right? So it gets me next to Pechenegs.
It's essentially the same.
Essentially the same thing.
All right. So that's
Exhausted.
your 4. And now,
Yes, thank you.
Now do your winter solstice.
So winter solstice, I don't get the buck. I'm okay with that because I'm okay with the amount of money I have over here. And these unexhaust.
Boom, done. And now these will slide down. And refill. And let's go ahead and go over those, the new ones. So we have Bulgur wheat. No, all right. So at the 12, we have an advocate for Byzantine. Says you have +1 ship on any ruse post where you have a ship.
Okay.
It's very specific, but it gives you a +1. So that's
Sure.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
Then Bulgur is a venture tile, says gain 1 silver if you've established a post in the east. Gain 1 silver. If you've established a post in the east, gain 4 instead.
Wow.
That's nice. All right, cool. All right,
Not that you need silver.
all right, good. So I have 9, which is a ridiculous amount
That's
to
what I'm
start with.
saying.
There we go. Okay, it's really hard for me to plan out my moves. I apologize. What do we do? Well, my home is here in the German Ocean. I mean, being able to bust out one of these early on. Wow, the power. And that's far. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 steps. That's 3 turns to make it over there. However, it's 9, and that's tempting. I'm looking at the Chang event over there.
I still want to zoom in on it.
On what?
So this is Andy.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Hi, Andy. Okay. So I like that in the west. Having a ship out there. Gain 6
Yes.
silver. That seems good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Watch your arms on your
Sorry.
mic. There you go. Kumania is, we already established, that's way out here as well. Come on. This is a terrible draw. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I guess, is go ahead and journey. So, doo-da. So, moving a ship. And we'll come out here, and that is 1, 2, and then down here into the middle sea, 3. Done. All right. Action number 2 is we're going to journey. We're going to go 1 and let's go ahead and just hang out here in the Norwegian Sea. Let's see. Yeah, we'll call that good. That's going to be 2 actions.
What are you doing up there?
Just
Come to
hanging.
my home.
Just hanging out, saying, hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
You can instantly move all shit, right? Gain control of those, gain control of those. Okay. Third action is going to be to invest. So there, and I think, man, that's, it's a wash. But you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and take 2 buys from the Saga track. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to buy 2 events to start with. And it's going to cost me a total of 7 silver. So I'm going to buy this one. That's the west one. And I'm going to buy this one. That's 1. And my thought process here is you need to have a ship in the west. Well, done. Plus, okay, so this is going to be nice to have that in my back pocket for whenever I want to trigger the end of the game, theoretically. And it pays for itself. It's free, right? So I pay 6 and I'm going to get 6 back. Or maybe I do that early. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I have that. And then having this to be able to establish Chang, that's kind of nice. So that's an option too. So we're going to go ahead and pay $7. We're going to take these and put them into my tableau. I'm down to 2. And that's all 4 of my actions. Now, the winter solstice is, okay, gain 1 per follower. I have no followers out there. I'm at 2 tiles, so we're good to go. And then we refresh the market. So boom, boom, boom.
I got you.
And what do we got coming out? And then, Alyssa, you're up. So the 10 is Khazar. And Khazar says, gain 1 silver, can move 1 of your south ships 1 step. Nice. And Kumania says, gain 2 silver, may move 2 east rival ships 1 step. So any 2 ships from rivals, 1 step. You choose where they go. And both of those are ruse, I should point out. All right, Alyssa, it is your honor.
All right, so I think I get the Jarldom.
Okay,
Yes, you
yes.
do.
So the first thing first, take, right? So we're going to take all 4 of those. You have the most Jarl followers. So there and there. And now there you go.
All right, so I think my first action will be,
If that makes it
For-
easier. Go ahead.
yep, I will invest. I think there's an Abbasid in the 1 spot.
So the only advocate that's on the board is
No,
Andy.
Abbasid region.
Oh,
Venture tile?
that's a venture tile.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so
But it's for the Abbasid region, right?
correct. Oh, because you're already there. That makes sense. All right, so that's going to be 1 silver. So let's bring that back out. So that will go there. That will be a total of 1 silver. Boom, done. Okay.
And then I will invest again,
And 2. Okay.
and I'll pay 3 silver for the
Any of those.
advocate.
The advocate. So Andy comes now. Normally it would cost 8, but because of your special ability, it costs you 3. That seems to have worked out well for you. Okay.
And then I will parlay where my ship is in the green region.
Yes. All right. So parlay. If alone, establish. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So there. So you're going to put out a Theocracy follower.
Yep.
And done. And that allows you to place 2 ships on this post.
All right.
As if you wish to activate. Sorry. And your 4th action.
My 4th action is I will play the Abbasid.
All right. So that says if the requirements met, do you have a ship there? The answer is yes. Then place and establish. So that's going to be a Sweden follower. So this is going to come out there. Put a Sweden follower out there. I do not like how this is going. And done. That's all 4 of your actions. Notice the regular action there. And now Winter Solstice. Gain 1 per type. 1, 2, 3.
You got it? Okay.
And then your god says you get 3 and then pay 1 to Edward.
Yeah, Edward can have it this time.
All right, thank
What?
you. Thank you. Well, I'm broke. I mean, I only have 3 coins now.
Yeah, you have really expensive stuff over there.
Well, there's that, but all
and
right.
money coming in from it. And
All right, and then refresh.
you can unexhaust, and I'll put the new ones in.
And I guess technically I should have done that and
Yeah.
that on my turn. All right, cool.
And then coming out is one in Bertus, if you can read that.
Yep. It says draw 3 tiles from the saga pile, keep 2, discard 1. Okay. And then Burka, after you establish a trade center in the north, gain 4 silver. So in other words, this one normally costs 7. It's still going to cost 7, but you get a 4 rebate if you've played that advocate
Yeah,
already.
so you have to have this up. Yep.
All right, so
wow,
Jess.
so that's another Bertus, which look, venture tile. So that would be a good duchy for somebody who only has to pay 3 over there. But there's nothing I can do about it with my 4. And influenced, I have not. So that isn't happening. I think I'm going to activate or move these 2. Nothing on a key, so activating that isn't going to be good. But at least it'll be a duchy. Okay, so first I am going to play this advocate, which I can do because ship.
Yep.
Um,
Place a Theocracy follower on it.
Yeah, my follower.
And that now happens, so it's now active. Okay?
Yes, should I get posts in Pechenegs or Bjarmerland. Yep. So now, river. 1, 2, exhaust. I can put this down. So that was journey. And play. That one. And that's the boat. This one. Oh wait, I have to, yeah, it establishes, right? If I play it, if, or replace and establish, yep. You're looking quizzically.
Nope, just making sure. We're good. We're good.
Okay. I was waiting for it. So that's that.
Right. So you can move a ship in there to play, but you can't then activate it because that ship has been exhausted. That's the thing that I'm remembering. The difference between playing and play and activate. That's all.
Yeah,
We're
no,
good. We're
that
good.
makes
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
sense.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to activate it right now because I am not in any key.
Understood. I'm just
Thanks,
I'm trying to remember.
Sure,
to get it
I
in my
understood.
head.
I know, and I'm just commenting that I wasn't going to activate it. So let's see. Environment land. There's no environment lands. What else do I want to do? Really want a Jarman land to come out. Do I just
It may never.
go for it? Well, no, because you can push the saga track as well.
Well, sure, but I'm saying there might not be any more. We don't know. Because only 32 tiles, right?
Right, and that's why Andy did mention that there is a balanced starter deck that you
Right.
can use, and that is noted at the bottom of each tile. So you can use the starter deck to ensure that wouldn't happen.
Right.
Okay. Gonna be an invest, I think. Could get another advocate for free. This guy's in Burka.
Up north.
Yep. We literally just saw Burka and talked about it. Why can't I find it? Oh, right here. So if I'm there, which isn't super hard for me to get to, so I think I'm going to go with taking that. So I will invest and I get him for free. So he's going to go over there.
All right. So now get your income. Winter solstice.
Yes. So my income would be two different ones. Oh, I was going to pay. Don't pay. Income.
And unexhaust. And refill the market.
And Normandy
All
came
right.
out.
So immediately perform a Jarldom action.
That's an event, but it has to be
Okay.
there.
All right. All right. Well, so I have 0 followers, so I'm not getting any special actions. So unfortunately, alas, I will not. However, getting ships out seems good. And, well, one thing that we are going to do to start with is we are going to go ahead and journey. And we will go 1. We will then, now notice, there is no river here in Khazar. So that's 1. 2 goes into Pechenegs, following the river right here. And then 3 will come over here into Bertus. And that is exhausted. Whew, it's a long trip. I'm thinking, give me a moment. One, 2, 3, and I could do that next turn. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I also like that idea. I do have 3. Bulgur is 1, 2. Oh, Bulgur is actually 3 away. Oh, but it costs 4. Yeah. So what I'm looking at is the market over here. I have a total of 3 silver, and I could make a case for any of those 3. The problem is I only have 3 silver, so I can't afford that one. Now, I could play the event. 2 actions and then buy a card, and then I could get the Bulgur one. So you know what? Do I want to waste the action just for the money? I think I'm okay with that. So I think what I will do for my next action is I will go ahead and invest here first. So I will go ahead and take the Fatimid tile into my hand. That cost me 1. Then for my next action is we will go ahead and journey and put a new ship out on the board. So we'll go here, 1, 2, and then 3 into the middle sea. That's done. And for our fourth action, I could just go ahead and draw a random off the top of the deck. I could play this to gain 6 cash, but again, I kind of want to keep that in my back pocket. So if that's the case, I think we will go ahead and we're allowed a hand of 4 cards. And 1, 2, 3. Ooh, hold on. Oh, we could change. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, yeah. We will go ahead and just draw. So I'll take mystery meat, please. Now, if this was here, it would go away. But the fact that I got rid of it, or I bought it first, that way it didn't go away. That was the plan. And then the next here we have an advocate for when says your first activate action in the north each turn does not exhaust the ship. Wow. Really? So if we have a ship up there, it could do something and it doesn't exhaust the ship. That's kind of nice. So there we go. That is our fourth card in our hand. So we are done. We still have no followers out, and so we gain no money.
Make sure, so you took for mystery meat, so you need to get rid of the lowest. And
No, not the lowest, the 1, and I'd already purchased that.
Okay.
So there we go, and new one.
Adeline.
All right, so we have another event. It says immediately establish Adeline. Place a home marker on its border and consider it a duchy, so long as you control it.
Ah!
All right, there we go. All right, so getting back now to leader in the clubhouse, Alyssa. So looking around the board, 1, 1, and 1. Well, clearly I have none out. Jess has a Theocracy and a Sweden. So Jess has 1 and 1.
So he no longer has the most.
So therefore, keeps the Jarldom one. So this one, Alyssa keeps. It is your turn. That is your influence step.
All right, so could you go to the board?
Uh-huh.
I think it's my one of my things. Let me put out 2 ships, right?
Yep, right here in Bertus. So you're going to activate.
I'll activate that.
So if you have a ship and a follower on a venture tile, all that checks out. Perform the ability and then exhaust 1 ship. So going to exhaust that ship, and here we'll go and zoom in a little bit on it. So going to take 2 ships, and it says place 2 of you. Almost. Hold on. That'll work. That's probably better. There we go. So it says place 2 of your ships on the post, and so that'll be 1. That'll be 2. What, are you worried? What? I'm fine. By the way,
Oh
that
my
should have gone away.
goodness.
Okay. So that is 1 action.
All right. The next 2 actions are going to both be journey.
Okay. So there and there.
And we're going to take those 2 new ships and put 1 in the other post.
Okay. So that's going to go 1 into Bertus and 2 into the post.
Yep. And then the second one will go into the Pechenegs region.
Okay. So that's going to go 1, 2 following the river into Pechenegs. And it doesn't matter which river. It's still in Pechenegs. It doesn't matter.
And then we'll take the Jarldom action to replace Jess in her.
All right. So the Jarldom action says may move 1 step into a post. All right. Let's start there. Boop. Done. Okay. Return 1 rival ship. Then, if alone, may establish. So this goes back to J-Rex, and that goes back to J-Rex. And so then...
Wait. I should have made that a duchy, which of course now comes off.
Oh, fair point, yeah. And then you get another Sweden follower out there. Oh, sorry, out there. Boom, done. And you gain 2 silver. Well, you don't have any of that, so it's...
Was that exhausted?
It is.
Yeah.
Done. Well, that was nasty.
Yeah.
Well done, but that was nasty. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, so... All right.
You do, because Alyssa's getting very close to winning, and you are very far behind on your...
Fact.
So if we don't do something about
yeah.
Alyssa... Yeah, there's no long game. Alyssa's about to win.
So, Winter Solstice. 1, 2, 3 silver. So that's going to be 5. Get 2 back. I love how thick these things
Oh, they're so... Right? I was thinking the same thing. They're
and then
so thick.
3 more.
Oh, you can't see your way over there. So good.
So good. So good.
Sorry.
3 more. Pay
Sweet
1
Caroline.
to a rival. Jess has 6.
Jess has 6. All right, then Edward can have it.
Oh, come on! I thought you were going to go back and forth at least.
So that's done.
We're going with the given to the poor.
And then refresh is,
Ugh.
I just want to make sure. So refresh, we don't get rid of this. Okay. So.
I mean, given that you just cost me money, you would think you would give me 1, but that's fine.
Hold on 1 second. It's part of the draw, not part of the refresh. Never mind. We're good. All right. So Jess, you have 1 Theocracy. And Alyssa has 1 Theocracy, so...
Nothing happens with influence. That really sucks. All right. Well... Huh. Okay. So I'm going to... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to establish that, so I can move this one. I've been using my little things to, like... put where I think I'm going to put them, but that changed that, so I'm moving it off the board. No, I'm just telling people at home because that's a thing you can do, is kind of plan out your turns and put them out there. So not established. So what can I...
So is everything making sense to everybody at home? Are you all able to follow along with the camera switching and such?
And unfortunately, this guy doesn't help me. Ugh, the worst. All right, I'll just make things happen for next time, I guess. So I am going to journey, because I don't want to belabor the point. 1, 2, so we're here. Because I'm there, I can now activate. Yeah. And we perform ability. No, not activate. Play.
Parlay. Oh, sorry, no, parlay. Play.
I want to play
right,
this.
You're
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So I'm going to play, which means this one can go here.
Because you now have a ship in Burka.
Yeah. And that puts this on there.
Ruse.
That will allow me, once I establish the trade in the north, to gain 4, but you still have to have the money to establish one in the north, and these cost $7. So, oh, and this is exhausted. So that doesn't work out.
Whew, long journey.
So I should probably, what do I need for this one? That one at least doesn't cost money.
It's a venture tile, yeah, sure.
Your north followers. All right. Yeah, I don't have any north followers, so that doesn't do anything for me either. It establishes a venture. I guess I will do that. So, I'll journey. So that's 1.
Yep.
2, 3.
Nope.
3.
Nope. Look at where the harbor is on this. So you got to go the other way.
Ew. Okay. Good call. 1.
2, and then into Ganvik.
I'd be here.
So you're here in the water to go into Sepmi.
I might as actually just wait and move that one, I think, then.
Okay.
Next time, because it'll reestablish. All right. Thank you for showing me that.
Sure,
so
no worries.
not journey. Maybe I just get some stuff. Parley. Because I don't have $7 for that guy.
So close. So close.
Let's see. No more advocates came out, so I get no freebies. That's really far from me. Bulgar. What do I have that's near? Nothing, nothing, nothing.
And they're all color-coded, right? So the green
And I
is the
can't afford
east,
that
etc., right?
Okay, so that doesn't super help me either.
East,
All right, I
south,
guess I do just
southeast.
do some journeying and get some guys out there. You know,
Okay.
That helps later. We'll do this one. 1, 2, 3. Exhausted.
Okay.
We'll do something with him. And then we'll just journey again. 1, 2. Oh, that I can't even get in here. 2.
No, because all the harbors are here in Ganvik.
I can get here.
So technically there, but yes.
Why are you saying technically
Because
there?
this
This
is a
area
big-
is all connected.
I know, but
I could be on this side of the post.
but you can't go out in the water, so I'm trying to make
I
it
can.
clear on the camera. No, you cannot.
What are you talking about? This one doesn't have a harbor. Of course I can.
You have to follow the rivers. Oh, you're right. And the river comes out there. You're right. Carry on. You were right. I misspoke.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, so that's it. So I get $2 because I have 2 follower types. And these all refresh.
And, yeah, Andy brings up a good point. If you so wished, we could have traded while you went through there.
Eh. What do you got over here? I don't...
I have stuff.
You're using all that. I mean, I
Well,
don't
no,
think you're-
actually, the Wen's advocate, I could have been willing to.
Your first advocate action in the north each turn does not... Oh, activate. And activate there is from now on after you pay... Oh, that's...
Read it again.
This one's in... What?
It
Your
says-
first activate action in the north each turn
Check that. You're right. Yep.
does not exhaust a ship. So this would be
If you're
the
going
only
up there.
one.
Right, I'm just
Gain
saying.
1 for each of your north followers.
And if you look, there are 0 advocates out here on the board. So I would be willing to maybe part with that card.
For what, though?
I don't know. A couple silver? Say 3?
No.
Okay.
And moving on.
All right. So my turn. I still have no followers out. We're done with the influence step. However, we could fix this problem.
Could you, though?
I could. I have a couple of options. 1, 2, 3. Man.
Do something to stop Alyssa. That's what you should do. Because I've got nothing. I've got no means.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go on a journey. So I'm just going to put those up there. So the first thing is doo-dah, going on a journey. So that is going to be 1, 2, and then 3 into Chang. Make sure I do this right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. So that's going to be 1 action,
Okay.
and that's exhausted.
Yes.
Action number, hold on, 2. I need to make sure I do this in the right order. 2, then 3. Okay, I think I can do this. Next one is going to be to play. I am going to play that event, which in hindsight was a dumb thing to purchase because of the order in which I'm doing this, because I forgot I have to have the money for Chang. And Chang costs 9. So I did point out that you have to have the money when you was... Anyway, so we're going to play this event. So do I have a ship in the west? I do. All right. So gain 6 silver and may return 1 rival from Dublin. Nobody's in Dublin. So gain 6 silver. All right. So 6 silver. Done. Action number 3 is we're going to play. We're going to play the Chang event because I'm making a mistake. Do I have a ship in Chang? I do.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. And it says, immediately establish Chang. And it costs 9. I have 10. Well, that works out. Okay. So, a moment. There. So, we will establish Chang. Now, Chang allows me to put 2 ruse followers out here. 1 and 2. Excellent. Then it says, place a home marker on its border and consider it a duchy as long as you control it. Okay. So, I now have... Hi, Alyssa. How you doing? How you doing there? All right, cool.
I'm on top of things because it's now.
Alexa.
So let's go on ahead and celebrate.
Well, Alexa says we should celebrate. So.
Okay, all right. So, that out of the game. Done. All right, but at least we're on the board here. All right, and it's a duchy for me. It has my home marker. So that's 3 actions. The 4th action, I think, will be to go ahead. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Will be to journey. He says definitively. Yeah, I need that. I only have 1.
Can you do it?
1, 2, 3. No, I'm pretty sure 3 is not 4. I think I'm okay with that. So I'm going to actually journey there. And you know what? Keep it real simple. We're going to go 1. Done. There we go. Done. All right. So now, Winter Solstice. Hey, we're on the board. I'll take my $1. We're under. And refresh. Done. Alyssa, your honor.
Woo.
And
Did you take away the 1?
Sorry?
The 1 cost tile?
No.
Does it buy anything? Does it the one?
No, it
Or
does
no,
not.
when
That's
you play
only on the
0.
draw. So only
Only on the
when you
draw.
do the draw. Here. I will actually show you specifically.
Alright.
So here, as part of the draw action, draw a tile, da-da-da-da. If
Okay.
you use the invest action to draw, then you do that.
Oh, okay.
But
So it's not at the end of
because
the turn.
and I had to look that up too. The refresh says just fill empty saga spots.
Okay.
So there we go.
Okay, got it.
I'm glad you asked because I had to actually double check that just to make sure as well.
Yep.
All right. So,
So could you unexhaust my ships?
fine, I suppose. So
Or to do it from
that
here.
should have done. So that's done, and then
And yours as well, if you're done.
I am. So there's that, and here. Okay. So now, real quick, you have Jess has no Sweden out. I have no Sweden out. You have 2 Sweden out. And nobody else has...
Yep. I told you.
And Jess has 1 Theocracy, and I have 2 Ruse. So, okay. It is your honor.
All right. So we're gonna first action will be a normal action to journey.
Okay.
And we'll go from home into the Cheng'un region.
Oh, God. Did I screw this up? Don't you dare. Okay. So, from home into... That's
Yep.
1.
Yep. And then we'll Jarldom action to take that from you.
How did I do that?
Yep.
Glory to Rome.
I've been...
I just watched her do that to you.
I know, and I've been saying to you, if you don't watch Alyssa and stop Alyssa versus doing your own thing.
Peanut Gallery, where were y'all to
I told you. They heard me told you. Pay attention to Alyssa if you do your own.
I got a lot on my plate
I know
here
you
tonight.
do. You do. I tried. I did my best.
No, I'm not going to... So, Jarldom may move 1 step into a post, return 1 rival ship, then if alone, establish. I hate you so bad right now. So, there. There.
All that you just did.
And that
I
cost
feel
me
ya.
9... Oh.
I know.
I am angry right
Yeah.
now. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, and you have 9.
Yep.
I have 9.
You're like, you have to pay. Damn it.
The 9 that you have.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I had 10, right? So I still have 1.
I forget.
Yes, you do. And it's over there.
What's the
And that's exhausted.
bottom tile in the saga?
Kumania. It says gain 1 silver if you've established a post in the west. Gain 5 instead.
Where's Kumania on the board?
Kumania is there.
Right there, where you are.
We'll be playing. Already made that joke.
All right, so we'll... Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll take the Sweden action.
Okay, sure. Show that off. All right.
Yeah.
So Sweden says draw if it's a venture tile. So let's start there. So we take mystery meat off the top, and it is not a venture tile. It's Vinland. It's a god. Says after winning a challenge, place 1 ship at that post. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, but so we're not going to do the rest of that because it wasn't a venture tile, but you get to keep the tile. But because it was a draw, Kumania, gone. And because it was a draw, we immediately refill.
And we have a Bertus that comes out. Gain 1 silver if you have established a post in the west. Instead, gain 4 silver.
And tell me I'm not the only one that's like, never eat shredded. West is over here, right?
And look, that's perfect for Alyssa, who's already in Bertus and can get this for only 3 when it comes around again. It's going to be amazing.
What's the bottom tile now?
The bottom one is Bulgar here, and it says gain 1 silver if you've established a post in the east, which is what I was getting for. Gain 4 instead. I'm not saying I hate you. I just hate you.
We'll have 1 more action.
Yes.
We'll just invest and draw mystery meat.
Okay, mystery meat instead, which means this one goes away.
So you don't have a duchy down there anymore, right?
No.
So you're tied.
Oh,
Your home
oh,
goes
right.
away.
No, that's right. I no longer have a duchy. And mystery meat.
Remember exactly what happened.
Yeah, I like literally exactly.
And I'm trying. But I tried to tell you.
All right, so sap me, or sap you. Alving. In turn order, all players establish 1 Sweden post that is not established. Now, we haven't talked about Alving. What that is we do a vote, and if 50% or more of the players vote yes, then this trigger, then the event happens. If not, it doesn't. So that is in your hand. Done. So that is all 4 of your actions, thankfully. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 more for a total of 7.
Did she have to pay for that? The 1?
No, because it was a draw. It was off top of the deck.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
that
right. You just
was
pulled the
there.
1
Yeah.
off. Okay, that's fine.
So there's your 7. Who you giving the 1 to? Jess has 8.
Yeah, so I guess we'll give it to Edward.
Well, you did just steal my 9.
What? That meant
value.
nothing when she did it to me.
9.
I
That
know.
was free. I'm bitter.
All of those actions were free.
I'm so bitter.
All right. Let's see what I can do. So
Refill.
I do
Edward?
have that 7.
You need to refill, Edward.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Not that I can afford this guy. Sarskoy, when placing a... I don't remember that. This follower. Is that Theocracy? Is
Can
that
I
one?
see?
Yeah. Okay.
Ruse.
Ruse, yeah.
Gain 2 silver in Sarskoya.
Here you go. Okay. But
So
it's a
gross.
thing, and I'm there. So I guess. Oh, where's my little thingies? There they are.
God, 2 purchases and 2 events, only to have it go away moments after it happened. Oh,
I'll establish here.
all right. So that costs 7.
Kind of. There's my 7. And now after you establish a trade in the north, gain 4. So 7, but 4.
Because your Burka tile, right?
My
Put out-
advocate, yeah.
Yep, and put out your Sweden follower.
Yep, I was about to establish, yep. So that's going to go there. And that didn't move at all, so.
And now, anytime you pay for a powerful ally, you pay the full amount, but you get a 3
gain
silver rebate.
Uh-huh. All right, so that's done.
Have a good night, James.
Let's see. I'm near Wens, but there's no Wens out.
There's one right here.
That's an advocate. That's not a tile you place in a post. There's... So I have one there. I could go up to this guy. He doesn't cost any money, and he gets me another one of those things out. That still doesn't put me ahead of Alyssa. Yeah, nothing in the north coming out. Cool, cool. So, yeah. Journey. Do I want to move that one or do a new one? I think I want to do a new one. So 1, 2, no, that would be 4. Oh, and it's here. I keep forgetting that. So that'll be, it's already in this water, right? 1, 2. Am I right? I'll do
No,
this
it's
guy.
already there. It's just 1.
I'm going to do 1, 2.
Nope, just 2 into
1,
the harbor.
2. Okay, so I want to go here. Whatever, it's enough. It would only be $1, but what?
Keeps Alyssa from getting getting Sweden again for the influence marker.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, so now that I've journeyed into there, I established journey, and now I'm going to parlay again. So that's this one.
Yep. And I'm just going to do this so I don't
And I do
forget.
get $1, right? Or no, I have to activate that, right? Do what so you don't forget?
Taken care of.
This happens in Longship. I have to activate it for this to happen, right?
Right.
Okay. I could get $1, or I could do something here, but I don't really... That is an advocate, but I'd have to get down, and that's not super far. When you place A, gain 2. 1, 2. It's not super far. Oh, and I get it for free. So I'll invest and get this one for free because an advocate. And that's my actions. So these unexhaust, and I get
refill the market.
$3. Sorry, I was doing my stuff. 1, 2, 3. And refill the market. Oh, yay, a wins.
When's venture tile, it says gain 1 silver for each follower you have on a trade center. I can't believe, not only did it take me 4 turns to get my ship over here, but now
I'm
it's
sorry.
back on the board. It's off the board.
I know. I'm sorry. And because it's not a duchy for you anymore, you're not there.
Okay, so we have nothing out again, as always. So as long as I run a good
This guy.
stream.
You have this guy.
Journey, that'll be step 1. 1, 2, and 3, back to the middle C. 2 is going to be to play. So the Fatimid, and you know what? I have it right here. So I have a ship there, there. We'll put that out there and done. The Bulgar one is gone now. I could there and there. 1, 2, 3. Just to be able to get it out of my hand, and it gives me a follower. I guess it gives me an extra silver because the Cumania is here. Bertus is there. I mean, this is just, oh, this is horrible. But you know what? Hold on. It's 6. I can't afford it. So, okay, if that's the case, that's good. I will go ahead for my next action, journey again. And the journey is going to go from here, 1, 2, into Wens. And the last one is to play, and I'm going to play my advocate there in Wens, which I already have. So there.
This is like chess. I just realized where I left myself open for Alyssa this turn.
So that's done. And
Well, Edward just took my Jarldom ability, so.
Not the one I'm worried about, but
Okay.
I'll let you figure that out.
all right, so that's all 4 of my actions. I now have 2 types. So hey, just to make myself feel better, give me a gold. Technically a silver. Done. And let's see. Good, good, good. Done. Alyssa, it is your turn, and you no longer have that. You no longer have
Sorry,
that.
I'm not sure. By the way, I have a routine you might like.
Alexa, stop. 2. Jess has 2 on Sweden, and but
Ruse.
you have Ruse, so you lose Jarldom, and just move it on down to Sweden.
Yep, and we need to unexhaust that ship. 1, 2, which one? This one? Okay.
There. All right.
Okay, so you only have that one. All right.
All right, yeah. So now I need, you have an advocate in Wens?
I do.
Where are Jess's?
I have an advocate in Wens, yes.
And where are Jess's?
Burka and Jarmaland.
So Burka is,
Right here.
thank you, and Beyond Milan up there.
All right. All right, can I see the saga board?
The saga board?
Sure.
So-
So we'll start at the bottom of the market. All right, so Khazar, Cumania, Bertus, all venture tiles, and then Normandy for the event. And then we have Adalin and Bertus and Wens. So 2 venture tiles and 2 events right there.
All right, so we'll invest.
Okay,
Actually, hold on. How
Holding.
much money do I have?
say again.
How much money do I have?
$7. You have 7 silver.
7 silver. Could you zoom in on Persia? What's Persia's ability?
So I didn't actually have that, but just here you go. So Persia, this is where the little tiles here. Gain 1 silver once any rival invests.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think we'll journey there.
Okay, so put that back. And so instead we will journey there. And journeying from?
From home.
All right, so the last ship from there, and that'll go 1, 2. Done. But it's exhausted at least, so you can't establish. Oh, you can.
Yeah,
You just can't trigger it. Right, you can establish.
Right. So I'll I guess. What is that? Parlay?
Parlay. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So there's 7. I'm not bitter. Yes, I am. And that'll be another ruse. There, done. That's 2 actions. So I'm glad that somebody is showing off the game on how it can be played.
We are outmatched.
So,
And I have no money left.
fact. Although you're about to get 6 more. So,
Right.
Phew.
Where's my advocate's
7.
in Jarmaland?
No, your
Yeah,
advocate is in Byzantine. And Byzantine is right here. So, either of these 2 posts.
All right, so I can travel. I don't want to leave that open though. We'll just draw twice from the top of the deck.
Okay, so two invest actions, both of which will be draws. The first one gets rid of that tile. And let me have top 2, please. So technically, one at a time. So the first one was in Dublin. You have +1 ship on any Theocracy post where you have a ship. So it's actually as if you had 2 ships there. And you have a event in India. It says place one of your ships in India and gain 3 silver. All right, so that's all 4 of your actions. So
Yep.
first things first, you're going to gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and pay 1. I have 5, Jess has 8.
Yeah, I've given you a lot of money though, so we'll give Jess 1.
All right, so this will go to her. And then hand limit, you're at 5. Discard
Right.
1 of those.
We'll get rid of the Sap
Sap me?
event.
Okay, all right, so that event will go away. A moment while I kind of rejigger a little bit here. There, there, there. Let's face it, I'm not going to need it. All right, there, and then refresh. So, there.
Should the
Yes.
I think that second tile should have gone too, right? When I did my second draw, because it should have refreshed.
No,
No,
'cause it's
it's-
not a 1. It's the cost
Oh,
1.
actually, hold on.
because it
Technically,
refreshes in between.
refresh for the first event. Flip that over, please. And then, when you did the second, that will have gone away.
Okay.
You're right. There, and now we, again, good call. So now, the 2 tiles that came out are Bertus event, place 2 ships in the east. All rivals place 1 in the east as well. Okay, that's not too bad. And Bulgar says gain 2 silver and draw 1 saga tile from the saga pile. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I should have 3 more for whenever I. Yes. I don't care. I'm taking my 3 silver because of my special ability. Whenever you establish a god or an advocate, gain 3. Thank you. They're like playing cards. So they're cards. They're not tiles. Okay. All right. So Jess, do you get? Nope. You're tied at Sweden. And tied for Theocracy and
Yeah.
Trailing Ruse. All right, so no special.
No influence.
Thank you, Barney.
So, looking at the victory conditions, Alyssa only needs to establish 1 more post to be ready to win. And interestingly, that would be in Bertus, where she already is and is out there twice at the 1 and the 6 mark. And then, lovely enough, there's an event for Bertus as well that she can afford. And I unfortunately really can't do anything about that. So honestly, I'd just be helping by moving things down. So I can't stop that.
It's a quick playing game.
It's a quick playing game. It's going to be over pretty quick. It's like chess. Like, you start to realize all the mistakes you made, and you're like, that was not, why did I, oh, I opened myself up. Checkmate. Pension eggs. So I could go in there, but I'd need to have more. I can't get there in time. I could do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I can do that.
Can you?
So I think I'll spend my whole turn just doing that, even though I don't really want to. Alyssa, you left me no choice.
So journey, it looks like.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, let me.
Oh, my bad.
I don't interrupt your turns. Let me. I'm very. I speak a lot. Don't worry. All right.
Hadn't
So
noticed.
yeah, don't. Just good. I will talk. 1, 2, 3. So this is harbor again, right? So how did 1? Is that so? 1 into the water.
Into Ganvik, 2 into Jarman land.
Yeah, so I can't get there. Dang it. So that doesn't work. Yeah. All right, so forget that. What the heck can I do?
Hokey pokey.
Yeah. I have not set up for defense well. Oof. Dang it. All right. I have this risky thing. Well, at least I'm going to do stuff. Because I'm not going to win. So 1, 2, 3. We'll do that.
Into
So
Sarsquare.
we're going to go into here. And that was the journey. So now we're going to parlay and establish this guy.
On your board.
Oh, that one's a advocate.
Advocate.
Forgot. My bad. So advocate. And clear third here. That lets me put out a ruse.
And what's it? What's a special?
When placing a ruse, gain 2. Does that apply to this
No,
card?
because technically you haven't established it. There's a specific, and I'm glad this actually came up.
Yeah.
That right here, let me show folks.
Yeah, give the example.
It says right here in establish, it says only, abilities are not active until the follower is established, which technically doesn't happen until that's done. So going forward, it applies, but not until after.
And this one is not going to help me stop Alyssa for using that. I didn't help even with the ruse. I'm over here, so I do have money, so I could do something there. What do they have right now? Ruse. So I guess I could go into Pharaoh. Because I have the money for it. In control of the 2. And which one makes the most sense? Not this one. I'm looking at the followers. So not this one, because I already match Alyssa on this one. That ruse is tempting. Theocracy we already match on. Okay. So journey. Establish? Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I will journey. 1, 2. And then I will parlay. And that will be this. As well as I gain control of these. I have to pay 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think I have a ability here that gives me back what I have. After you establish a trade. Nope, that's not a trade.
Right, it's a powerful ally.
But now this comes into play, where I did place a ruse, so I get 2 back.
There you go.
Okay.
And now these 2 ships are under Jessa's control. Even though they're not they're not green ships, they're
Yes.
gray ships for any of the victory conditions, but they're extra ships for her to use. Okay? That's all 4 of your actions, correct?
Yes. So I will unexhaust Those. And I get 1, 2, 3 box.
And don't have to worry about hand limit and no tiles. Done.
Yes. Done. What can you do?
Not a lot to stop Alyssa, but
That's what I was. Yeah.
But
And that's the
again,
thing. It's a balance.
Right. I'm gonna try and do stuff, so at least I feel like I did
Did
something.
stuff.
I do have 8. There isn't. Yeah, it doesn't help.
These are gone. These are my people.
You know what? Maybe I can. Okay. So, first things first. I am going to, because y'all can see it here, we will go ahead and journey there. Then I will parlay, and that'll be, oops, another Sweden there. Then I will go ahead and activate Fatiman. It says gain a silver. Done. May move 2 south rivals out of a post. Oh, okay. Let's see. You can go away. And you can go away.
It still has followers, though.
I'm
You're
doing what I can.
You
all
are
right?
doing great.
Just saying.
Good job.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. I feel so not classy. Like I'm just drinking out of the bottle over here. At least it's seltzer water.
And
I'm dehydrated. I apologize. Dun, dun, dun. Oops. All right.
1, 2, 3. I don't think it's going to matter, but we will go ahead and journey again. Yeah, we're going to journey again and get another ship out on the board and go from here 1, 2, and 3. Done. So now there,
Refresh.
there.
That's it.
I think that's it. And then we're looking
Money.
at 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and done. All right. Do you? Let's see. Don't have. 2 on Sweden. Don't have. And 3 on Ruse. Don't have. So you lose this one.
You're just excited to take this away.
Hey, every little bit helps. Okay.
Yeah, Alyssa's got it now. She actually has multiple paths to victory right now.
Do I? I don't know that I can win this turn.
I'm
I
not
think
going to tell you how you can win this turn, but you.
When the turn's done, I'm curious to hear how that is. So, Alyssa, it is your honor.
Because I think Edward effectively stopped me, although...
So,
there was a
hold
more
on, real
effective
quick.
way.
Let's just take a look at the 4 victory conditions, shall we? All right. So, the first one, the duchy. You don't have 2 duchies, and you don't have the tiles to do that. So, that one's out. The longship victory says you have to have a follower and a longship of your color on 6 posts with no rival ships.
Don't. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, done. Right? That's it. Okay. Then the follower victory says you've established all of one follower type and at least one of every other type. And if you're 3 roos away from that being the case. And then the empire victory says you have a follower on a post in every region in 1 wind. So a follower on a post. So in other words, in the wind. Talking about, let's say, the south.
All the
so you
greens,
have 1,
yeah.
1, you don't have, you don't have, you don't have. So there you go. Okay? Just going over for that.
Right.
Okay, so that said, Alyssa, I've tried to stall and go over all
Yep.
that for you. So
Yeah, I don't see it. And Jess can tell me what I missed afterwards. Although I will say I'm surprised you took the temporary stop, Edward, where you could have just bought the 2 Burkus ventures and kept me from winning permanently. or at least for quite a while.
Because I didn't see it, all right?
I mentioned that.
You want to do this, you are more than welcome.
No, I literally told you, but it's all right.
So I will buy, I guess the one Burkus. I'll invest and buy that one.
The free one or the cheap one, not free.
The cheap
but-
one. Yeah.
All right, so that'll be invest. So going to buy from the Saga track. So
Yeah.
that, and again, the hand limit only comes into play at the end of your turn. So
Right.
there's that, and
One
that's one
silver.
action and 1 silver. Done.
Right. And so we'll play that.
Okay, so now the play. So in Bertus, I did hear you, it just didn't sink in. So there's that. You do have a ship there, and that'll be another Sweden. Yeah. And now that immediately becomes a duchy. There. Okay, done. That's 2 actions. And because
What's
you
the,
bought
what's
that,
the tile in this 8 cost? Or 6 cost? I'm sorry. 6 cost.
this one is a Bertus venture tile.
It's the other Virtus. Okay.
It is.
So I will invest and buy the Virtus event in the 10 spot for 3.
Okay, and because of that, this actually only costs 3. So again, same rules. So there, 2 back, done, and 1 action to go.
Did you go back over to the board?
Absolutely. So everybody at home, y'all able to follow along, making sense?
All right, you're gonna have to remind me what my activate abilities are on those 4, because I can't read them.
Oh, no worries. All right. So we'll do it clockwise. So Petchin eggs here, and you know what? Let's just do it this way. Let's bring it over here. There we go. Petchin eggs. Gain 2 silver for each follower you have on a key trade. Come on. A key trade center. There we go. Which you have.
None. Right. This person's
1.
not key.
You
Right.
have 1 right here.
Oh, okay.
So that would get you 2 silver. This one is place 2 of your ships on this post. To point out, you have none in which to place.
Right.
Because place means from your board, and you have none. So that's dead. This one, draw 3 saga tiles from the pile, keep 2, discard 1. So that's going to be mystery meat in that case.
Yeah.
And this one is gain all payments made for ruse tiles, including yours. Did you play? Nope, that was a Sweden. No, I'm just double checking that we didn't miss any. Doesn't look like.
wait,
that
did
is
Jess
not a tile. That's a printed one, so no.
Okay.
And that's it. There
Well,
you
then
go.
I guess I'm gaining 2 silver.
Okay, so we are going to activate. That means, so a moment. So that will be there. And you have an available ship, and that'll be here. And that'll be 2 silver, because why not? Because you have 1 there. Done. So that's all 4 of your actions. So all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 is 7. Donate 1. So what do you have here? 2, 4. So you have 11. I have 12.
I have
and
9.
There you go.
All right. Well, I guess we're giving 1 to Jess.
Okay, I'll take 1. It was pointed out too that I actually should have gotten 3 for this because this is a constant action. When I parlayed over here, it was a
Yes.
thing, so you gain 3.
There you go.
Wasn't going to tell Alyssa that to left. All right, so,
So what did I miss, Jess?
I would have been tied in money with Edward.
Well,
Actually.
no, how could Alyssa have won? You said.
Oh, well, no, because they still can and are going. Likely, they're going to next turn. Can I talk? I figured we would talk about that
Sure.
after.
Okay.
So let me see. What can I do? 1, 2, 3. can't get over there to make that happen. So now, yeah, it comes down to doing something about this, if I can.
Oh, and hold on. Refresh the market.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can only match there. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the chat saying do I get 4 silver because I have 2 followers in Shangun?
No, gain all payments made for it.
No. For the one I activated.
Here,
Yeah.
it's
Each follower you have at a key trade.
for each follower.
Follower,
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
I misunderstood, but yes.
Yeah, no,
you
that's
should,
fine. I did too.
'cause
And everything
there you go, for
reset.
each follower. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. So, Jess, can you flip over a couple tiles?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got
Damascus, place 2 of your ships in Damascus, and Khazar, gain 3 silver from 1 south rival. Okay.
Oh,
And
if I could get that.
3, no. And Jess gets none of the influence markers.
That only gets. No, I don't get any. Yeah, if alone. Oh! I have to have more ships to challenge, right?
Correct.
That's my problem. I should have gotten more ships out there. Where Alyssa is, I don't have enough ships to challenge. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So, yeah, all I can do is up myself to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have enough to activate that, so I could get that done.
Hey, Drew, there's a chance I might play this solo in a week or two, probably a couple weeks, to give it a try. Because I haven't played this solo yet.
Okay. I don't see any way I can do anything to stop Alyssa, so I'm going to just do some stuff. This does count as mine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is in this. So does that count for
That's 1.
establishing? 2?
Sure, it's yours. Yeah, it is entirely your ship except for when it says of your color.
Parley. Okay. So that's that. I don't get anything for, oh, handshake. So I'm going to have to pay 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I
you
get
get
the
3
gain
back.
3
Yep.
there. And I don't think I get gain 1 for each in the north. No. 2, 3.
So that's 2 actions.
Gain control above that. Yeah. And then I could journey that guy there. But yeah, I can't get to 6. Okay, so I'll move this one into here.
That's 1, right? And that's their 3rd journey, or 3rd action.
3rd action, yeah, a journey. And then I'll parlay to get, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. And then I'll parlay there.
And that costs you 7, but you get 3 back, so just 4. Because
Yeah.
you have plenty of money.
4, and that's one of these.
Theocracy. And you can instantly, right now, move all ships you control on the map 1 step.
Oh, I should have planned that better. Okay.
I actually was planning on doing exactly that. Last turn, I changed plans, but yeah.
1 step doesn't help.
So, in this case, I'm not talking to you necessarily, that move all ships you control, meaning all the green ones and the gray ones, but on the map, meaning not the ones on her Jarl board there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this, I'm just going to use this as a teaching moment. So had I paid attention to what that was, the best course of action was to like set up, because remember how I was one short? Then I could have gone in, then I could have parlayed, but I didn't do that. So now we're just going to, no, I don't want to move any of these, I don't think. Because I would still, moving one here doesn't help me, and I don't want to leave it open, and then it would be, because that's the only other thing I was going to do. Next time, but there won't be a next time. But that's what I would have done. Okay, that's cool.
All right, so now winter solstice.
Winter solstice. So unexhaust things, which are these guys, and I have 3 types out, so $3.
And no market action.
Didn't place any of the Theocracy, and you establish a trade. Nope, none of those were trades. Okay, that's it.
All right. Well, I was hoping y'all were gonna move the market a bit.
It wasn't going to help anyway because those aren't of my color.
1, 1, 2, 3. Nope, doesn't work. 1, 2. Nope.
That would have been cool, though, if I saw that, because it would have extended it at least.
I don't. I think all I'm doing is delaying the inevitable at this point.
Yeah.
So.
But if you delay the inevitable, then I delay it again. There's
No,
other
I'm saying
instances of
I
chess.
don't think I. Hold on. Wait. 1, 2. 1. 2 action. 3 action. Is there a way I can get there? 1. I think that works. It may be very short-lived, but there's a way to do it, even though it doesn't really help me. It does, I think, maybe delay.
I want to see it.
I think I figured it out.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, and Jess now controls the white ships. So you could move the white ships, actually, because when you took that over, and then you did this last, so you control those as well. So if you would like to move those.
I'll move them in with their buddies. One here and one here. I guess they're already kind of there. We'll do that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and mess with some stuff, I think. 1. Shoot, hold on, where to go? 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. So here we go. Action number 1 is going to be to invest. I'm going to pay 1 silver to go ahead and take the Normandy tile. Normandy tile says immediately take a Jarldom action.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine. So then the second action is I'm going to journey.
You're right there.
And I am going to go here. 1, 2. Then I'm going to journey. And I'm going to go. I think it's safe. Yeah, yeah. I'm scared to take that, to lose that.
I feel you.
But I'm willing to take the risk. So 1, 2, 3 into Pechenegs, and that's done. And then my final action is going to be to play, and I will play the Normandy, because we're now in Normandy. And it says, immediately perform a Jarldom action. Okay, that's gone. So, may move 1 step into a post, return a rival ship, and then if alone, establish. Oh, hey, how you doing? You ain't got to go home, but back to your board. And that can go away there. And, okay. So that's it. That's all 4 of my actions.
Fair.
So there, There. That lays down. Good. All of that is out. And now, 1, 2, 3. And I don't have to worry about a hand limit. And these...
Well done. That was impressive.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, right?
You did it the hard way, but
Yeah.
Fine. There might have been an easier way to do it, but it's the way I saw.
You
I got
did
a
it.
lot on my plate, all right?
Sharman lands, gain 2 silver, may move 2 north rival longships out of a post.
Out of a post, like anywhere.
Yes.
Oh, 2 north rivals. Out of
Yes.
No, it's got to be out of the north.
I said north, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So now, Alyssa. So let's see.
all right. So
We're tied. You're tied. You're losing, and you're tied. So you get none of those. Okay. Your turn.
all right, my first one will be journey from home into India.
All right. From home. I don't think you do it from the duchy. Why not? So
Sure.
to India. That'd be 1, and that would be 2, and that's done. Okay.
All right, and then we'll establish in India.
Okay, so the next one is, Parley.
Parley.
So there, and that's going to cost you a total of 9, so a moment. So there's 9, and that's going to get you 2 Jarldom. There and there. Then, going forward, gain all payments for all Jarldom tiles, including yours. That's 2 actions. Okay? Sorry, there you go. 2 there. Okay?
Yep. One action short.
Oh,
again.
you're right. Hold on. One more thing, Alyssa. You should have had to have discarded one of these. I forgot because there. So one
sorry.
of the.
I'll discard the god.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Vinland would have gone away. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Okay. All right. So 2 actions left. Thanks, Todd. Pax Innis. Inish. That's funny. Yeah, it seems apropos.
I know what I did wrong, Andy. I'm fully aware of all the mistakes I'm making. Wait, it's upside down. Does that give me an excuse?
No. That is an unpleased look I saw, Alyssa.
I have just 1 action short.
Well, I did my job, but
You really did.
but my question is, did I then king or queen make as it is?
No,
Like, can you
because
win?
these aren't in my color, remember?
Oh, right, yep,
I'm not close. I was only trying to
gotcha.
help stop Alyssa.
Right.
It didn't do anything for...
Yeah, I'll just take 2 journey actions and put my 2 boats in the oceans into the 2 trade centers next to them.
So 1 into Persia and 1 into well, hold on. This one goes into Persia, I assume.
Yep. And then
That
everyone
is
goes into Addison.
a venture tile.
Oh yeah, the venture. Sorry. Yeah,
okay.
that's venture.
All right, just checking.
Yep.
There. All right, so you're done. So let me refresh these real quick, just while I'm looking at it. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And then here, you're at 4 tiles. You're good. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and pay 1. Jess is at 10. I'm only at 14.
I guess Jess can have it. There's too much money in this game.
Yeah, but this is the most flush I've ever seen this game.
Whew,
All
this
right.
is something. This is so tense. 1,
Well, between you two.
2, 3.
And hold on. I think you control. Hold on. I think you get an influence marker. You may get 2. You do, Jess. So hold up. So looking at Theocracy, Jess has 2 and 1, 1. So Jess is going to get Theocracy. And then, hold on one second. Then Jarldom.
Just getting my pieces.
There's 3 here, so no. Then over here, Jess has 3 of each of these, so she's also going to get the Sweden one.
Did I do that right?
Sweden and
Theocracy, not Rus, right?
yep.
Okay. So let's see what we got there.
Other side, please.
Oh, sure. It's hard for me to see over here. All right. So Sweden, there's the venture. If I draw wildly and it is a venture, that's pretty cool. If it's a venture, what are you? What are you? And then there's, tell me. Why am I having trouble with this? Theocracy. Establish a theocracy on any theocracy venture or, Okay. One short too, Alyssa. No, darn it. Why? All right, what do we get for events?
Delhin and Damascus.
Yeah. They're so far. They're very far.
Dahlon's up by you, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Delhin
where
is
is it?
right there.
Oh, it's that one.
Immediately establish it, and then place a home marker, and it counts as a duchy.
Okay. So it would count as a duchy?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to buy it, I'd have to establish it.
Buy it, travel to it.
Oh, crap, yeah.
Do you check for victory before the event or after?
No, it's after the event. The event triggers, and then check for victory condition.
Okay, so that would be, but I'd have to get there. I'd have to
One.
buy it, I'd have to get there, and establish it. And that's 3, and I still don't have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Alyssa has 6. So, I think I have to do the thing to stop Alyssa, or at least make Alyssa have to do something, but it's not going to be hard. Yeah. All right, well, I can do that one thing. It doesn't really stop Alyssa, but it attempts. And then I can...
What's up, Scott?
Move thingy by. Okay. Moment. That maybe. But since I'm doing that, I gotta do that, or it's pointless. Okay, so that's one thing I can do. It's 2 actions. I don't want to mess with that, I don't think. So I should buy, because then potentially that's a thing. And what do I do with this? I I think we do. Okay. So
what's it going to be?
we are going to use the Theocracy action,
Okay.
and you establish on any.
Yeah. It says any Theocracy venture tile.
I know. You know I ask questions I know the answer to. It's a stalling tactic.
So the only one you
yes.
can do is that.
It's going to be that one. So I'm going to boot that and put that. And that was this person. The Theocracy.
And I believe the ship goes away on the Theocracy action. Let me double check. So this is the first time that's come up.
I'm going to journey 1.
You know what? No, I don't think
three.
that goes. No, it doesn't.
I didn't
It
think
doesn't
so.
say anything
But I'm
about it.
journeying in. So there's the 3.
Yep.
So journey was the second step. So now I really want to get that event, and I should. And then the other
You
thing
could
is
have done Greenland also technically and paid the 8 if you wanted.
No, because that one stops Alyssa a little, because Alyssa would have to get another one in there. It just
Okay,
makes Alyssa
sure.
take some actions. But thank you for that.
So that's 2 actions, right?
That is 2 actions. I'm just trying to determine my other. This is the longship one is. Do I chance it? Is the question. Journey. And then chance. Or.
I'm surprised you haven't snapped up the Adeline event. Because you still got to have an event played, right?
I know. So that's the other thing that I want to do.
'Cause
So I'll snap that up for $1.
I was going to say, I'm going to make sure it goes away if you
So
don't.
that's mine.
Yep. And 1 action left. No, that's it, right? That's it.
Border and consider it a duchy as long as you control it. So no, I have 1 left.
I don't see anything on invest.
I put it on journey by mistake.
Okay.
I've only journeyed once, Theocracy, and that was now invest. I just put it in the wrong place. So I have this here. So my question to myself is, do I do this one next? 1, 2, 3. Or 5. That brings me to 5. Or do I use this? No, because this also is my event, and I'm not currently winning. So I'm going to save this. And do I want to roll the dice with this or just move some things? I'm not going to roll the dice. Okay, so this one's going to be a journey.
So risk adverse.
I'm risk averse, I'm sorry. It'd be super fun to do the whole venture thing and then hope that it was like a venture somewhere that Alyssa had a thing. And like then I take it over. And that'd be super cool, but I can't do it. 1.
Does that happen?
Yes.
I thought it didn't replace ones that are already out.
Yeah, so to be clear,
Oh, it has to be empty. That's right.
Sweden says draw a saga tile.
That's right.
If it's a venture tile, place a longship on a post in a location listed on the tile. If there are no rival longships present, then establish a tile.
Right.
So the problem is Alyssa's everywhere. She needs to be. Like American Express.
She'd still have to get the follower back though. Take the action
Yes.
to get the follower placed back on.
No, if it's empty, you get to establish.
Oh, right.
If it's empty.
Okay, so that's not helpful at all. Okay, then I'm just going to journey, which I think I put it on. I did. So 1, and then 2. I'll stick you here, which you're exhausted, but now we're going into end of game, so I'll unexhaust you and pretend I exhausted him and he's unexhausted.
Why don't you pay 2 and get a 5?
Okay. Because that was a trade guy. Okay. So that's my actions. I have 3 types out. So
No, wait, what?
3. That's it.
No, you already got your money.
Oh, but I just. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't establish that. I didn't know what you were referencing when you said it because it.
We're good?
Yeah.
And we have another Bertus Advocate. When you replace a venture tile, when you replace a venture tile, you may place one extra ship on the new venture tile. All right. Like, all I did was keep Alyssa from winning that last round. I don't know that it really helped me a lot. I have 14 silver. Well, hold on one second. I'm looking at what Normandy can do, which says place or replace any one Jarldom on a venture tile with one of yours. And place a home marker on Normandy. On a venture tile. So that's already mine. Oh, it doesn't work. Well, on a venture, no, there are no venture tiles out there with that. You people are terrible. Wow, that's unfortunate. So Normandy doesn't do me any good. I can gain money. That doesn't really help me. That ship's just been hanging out aimlessly over there.
What can the yellow longship do for you?
No. That's 12.
So it's very thematic to me because I feel like the Jarls were probably like, darn these mountains. And I feel like I say that every game. Like, I'm like, why are the mountains in my way? I just want to get over there.
Oh, yeah, I'll show them all off, Chip. Remind me, as well as the other Jarl boards. So, all right, action 1 is going to be to invest. Yeah, and I'm going to pay 4 to go ahead and take the the Bulgar tile. That's 1. Then I'm going to journey with the second action. And there. Then I will go ahead and play the Bulgar tile. There. Yeah, I have too many actions I need to do.
We've said that every turn.
So I'm going to go ahead and journey. Go 1. Yeah, it's going the wrong way, though, is the problem.
And there's a mountain there.
Huh?
Mountain. Black line.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. It still works the same. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I will. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, technically there, and done. So refresh that, bring out a new
Sure.
tile. And in the meantime, I'm getting 1, 2, 3. And don't have to worry about hand limit. 2, and done.
Sapmi Venture tile came out. Gain 1 silver if you have established a post in the south. During this turn, you can journey 1 step further. That's fantastic.
All right, Alyssa, you're up. What do you have? Looks like you have the Jarldom here, and that's it. Yep.
All right. So, action 1 will be to take my ship out of the contested region
What?
and just put out of the contested post.
Out of here. So okay. So
just-
journey 1.
Yep.
There. Okay.
And
So
put it into
going
the-
1.
Put just right there.
Okay.
I'll then take the Jarldom action to kick Jess out of there and put my back in.
Oh. Okay. All right. So the Jarldom can move 1 step. So there, and then both of those will go to Jess. This comes
Oh,
out
then-
here. That goes there, and that ship's been used. Done.
Yeah. And
I
then I'll play
assumed.
my event for the win.
Say
And
again.
I'll play my event.
Okay, and the event is going to be which one? Bertus.
Bertus. Yep.
Bertus.
Well, also in India.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
It
fair
doesn't matter.
question.
Yeah, it is a fair question.
So Bertus, place 2 ships in the east. You cannot. All rivals place 1 ship in the east. I cannot, but Jess can. And you do as much as you can, so you place 1 in the
Oh, wait,
east.
hold on then. So then I'll play India. I didn't
Okay.
realize that's what the event was.
Okay, well, the event here. Place 1 of your ships in India. You cannot, but gain 3. Okay, so we'll turn 2 in, get 5. And that was a play. And now, because an event, technically this should have been happening after every event, but no one was there. Now we check the victory conditions. Is anybody winning?
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at the victory condition. So, Alyssa, this is the it's the longship victory. Have a follower and a ship of your color on 6 posts with no rivals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Game over. Game ends immediately. Game over.
Okay. Did you want me to show where the other thing was?
Oh,
before?
sure. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this last one was if you had moved into Persia, then Alyssa wouldn't be able to win this turn. But potentially you could be king or queen making because then potentially maybe I could have. But if you were there, there has to be no rivals. So if your ship was even just in Persia, then that would have happened.
Well, my thought now,
And when I commented you did it the hard way, Edward,
yeah.
you actually had 2 ships in range of my post there in Petrogenis.
Oh, so
So
I
you
could
could've
have just done
sat
it that
there.
way and
Done
challenged.
it that way, and then you could have just kept moving along and taking your 2 ships and beating up my 1.
That's what I should have done. And what I was thinking here
That's what I
with
was worried about.
Fatimid was move 2 south rivals out of a post. So I was thinking about coming out from Pechenegs to come over here, and then, but I needed it. I was too spread out. It just didn't work out. But yeah.
And earlier, you were actually right, Alyssa. I'm sorry, I misspoke that you could do it in that turn. What I was looking at was the ability to take away my advocate. I had left Bajarmaland empty, which I should not have.
Yeah.
And if you had just moved into Bajarmaland anywhere, and you had the action that allowed you to go and take my advocate.
Sweden. No, sorry. It's Ruse.
Ruse. Ruse, which you had had up until that point, but that one turn you didn't get it at the beginning of it with the influence, so that was my bad. I thought you were going to have it. And I actually am the one who made you not have it, but I missed that. I was comparing you guys. So had you had Ruse, I thought you would go here. You had this duchy, and at that time you had Pechenegs, so that would have given you the 2 duchies.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I kept being concerned you're going to come and grab my duchy, have 2 duchies, and then win with the duchy victory versus
that's-
the going into those areas there.
That's
But
one of the things that's hard when you don't see the board all the time.
Oh, sure,
I completely
totally.
forgot
Oh,
that was the
yeah.
ability.
100%. And then I thought you caught it because you were like, oh, Bajarmaland. I was like, no, don't do it. But yeah, so.
Let me see your player board.
Oh, player board, sorry.
So, that's Jarl board 1, 2, and 3 that we played with tonight. Then we have Sigrid the Haughty, and somebody had asked if they're double-sided. They are not. But then Harold Greycloak, Eric the Victorious, Helga of Kiev, Inger Rorickson, and Stryborn the Strong. So there's that. Then, if we take a look at the victory conditions. So the 5th standard victory condition, Jess?
The 5th.
It's right in front.
Okay.
Just set it down right there to where we can read it. There we go. So right there, you have 6 followers in trade and or powerful allies across the 3 winds. Go ahead and get rid of those and show all the others. Start with the novice ones. So the novice, so if you're playing with kids, you're playing with somebody less experienced, there you go. And you notice it says check during your winter solstice. So you could theoretically play with 2 standard ones and play with 2 novice ones for the kids, and then the adults or the experienced gamers, or fill in the right word, play with the standard ones, right? So they can't meet those. So you can see what those are. And then the advanced ones, which those seem difficult. Okay, so there you go. You can see those. And finally, if you're really masochistic, you have the Ecklendian level ones, which are comically hard, I feel like.
I don't know. I think we should have. Alyssa's going to be good with these.
So there you go. All right. So that is all the victory conditions. And again, last thing, all of those are the ones that we didn't get through, or that weren't in the game, right? And they're just a mix of the 4 different types as well. So, all right. So that is PAX Viking. I hope everybody at home enjoyed that. Alyssa, well done. Thanks for the whooping. Jess, thanks for the whooping as well, because one of y'all was going to win. I had no chance tonight, but I enjoyed it. So thanks for playing. So, and thanks to everybody over at Ion that's in chat. I'm sure that Yoon is exhausted being over in Sweden. Yeah. So get some rest. Thanks to everybody over at Ion for sponsoring the stream, as well as the first ever copy here. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks for all the support. Appreciate it. If you guys enjoy it, like, subscribe. Consider supporting the show over on pledgehc.com. I will be back, I think it's tomorrow night for Power Grid. I think it's a Power Grid map. I think. But anyway, check the weekly look ahead for that. So I'm Edward.
I'm Jess.
Alyssa.
All right. Y'all have a great night. Be kind to one another. Let's just leave it at that. Take care, y'all. Whew. I got smoked like a pack of cools.
You were getting there.
If the Vikings smoked cigarettes, I would have been the pack of cools tonight.
No,
That was fun, though. I
you
enjoyed
were
that.
right
Good
there.
job,
That was a
y'all.
lot of fun,
Good
yeah.
job.
Alyssa was killing it.
Oh, from the word go.